Oh, hey. What's going on? Schneb's Garage in the chat writes the following. Has anyone checked in on Sid? Is he okay? He may have blew a vein in his head in preparation for this. Blew a vein in my head, Schneb's Garage, no. But we have some things to talk about.
It's the sickest podcast. Tune in for the audio, or you can even watch back. Giving players all the props, or put them on blast. We don't give no hot takes, only talk facts.
We're giving all our devotion, riding high on this wave of emotion. Going all out, yeah, cause this is our time. No, ain't no stopping us till we reach the finish line. All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick. On fire, we're ready to fight. We'll bring the house down tonight. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick.
Play it on the car ride, play it when you lounge. X and O, you know that we can hold it down. Shout out to my man Sammy, got it off the ground. And to all the listeners tuned in right now. Got debates, analysis, and speculation. This is sports talk for the new generation. You know where to find us, got a reputation. Sick podcast, your #1 sports destination.
We're giving all our devotion, riding high on this wave of emotion. Going all out, yeah, cause this is our time. No, ain't no stopping us till we reach the finish line. All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick. On fire, we're ready to fight. We'll bring the house down tonight. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick.
S-I-C-K, it's the sickest podcast. Tune in for the audio, or you can even watch back. Giving players all the props, or put them on blast. We don't give no hot takes, only talk back. S-I-C-K, 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 S-I-C-K.
All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick.
You are now listening to The Sid Seixeiro Show. Powered by Sick Media, the sickest Toronto sports show. Now, here's your host, Sid.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh. Let's all gather around today. Let's everyone get together today. What's up? I'm Sid. This is the Sid Seixeiro Show, powered by Sick Media, or as they say in Montreal, Le Sick Media. We're live on X. We are live on YouTube. We're one of the few live shows in the city of Toronto that's going to have the conversation we're going to have today. I don't know how else to say that. And I think it's needed. Hit like and subscribe and all the things to be a part of this, because we have a bit of a lineup here for you. And by lineup, I mean like just things to talk about. I am a weird part of me is kind of proud we haven't had a guest on this show in a month and a bit. I know it's a little unorthodox, and that's going to change eventually. But Azzo and I have done this before. And on days like this, I think we can stretch our legs even further. Let's go to the chat here. Jay Caro writes the following. We may not see Azzo for the first 45 minutes of the show. You know what, Jay Caro? I don't know if you're totally wrong, which is why I'm going to right now say Jeff has a party. Good afternoon, because I at least want to say hello.
Whoa, what? I was not ready for this.
To Azzo.
Not ready for this.
I don't think anyone's ready for this.
Nobody's ready.
But
for
I wanted to bring you in initially, just to give you one generic Leaf take, because I gotta be honest with you. When I get started here,
yeah, you're gonna go.
I'm not stopping for a while.
Good for you. You shouldn't.
And I want to give yourself and a few people in our chat here some takes, because when I turn to my right and look at this lineup, I am solely focused. So
that's fine.
Your general take on the Leafs last night against the Anaheim not so mighty Ducks, at least for last night, are what?
I can't believe they scratched Dakota Joshua and Steven Lorentz for that game.
Oh, they could have used them both. They finally could have used Dakota Joshua and Steven Lorentz.
Although, when has he fought those?
Steven Lorentz hasn't done anything.
I know, none of them. I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding. I thought we were going to come in here and we pulled some Pizzetta tape on him, how excited he was to play for the Leafs. And, whoa, after what we saw with the Raptors 2 nights ago, that was even more heartbreaking last night.
Yeah, this is becoming a thing.
I want you to have your first day. Go ahead. Take 45 minutes, take an hour.
I will just generally read some things here first. Like there's a lot here. There's a lot of people saying hello to Azzo, which we appreciate.
Thank you.
Warrior Womp just tweets Kelly Yarncroke, and that's it. He just ... which is kind of funny to me.
That is pretty funny.
Lawrence in the chat writes, the fact people think the Leafs are going to get their revenge at the end of the month in Anaheim is laughable. Oh yeah, they go to Anaheim. They have this kind of a game there. They have a weird Western swing in the middle of this disaster.
The last game of the month, yeah.
Jay Caro in the chat, this rant will feed families. Mikey in the chat, NWO Azzo. I like that.
I like that.
I don't know what that means either, but I'm willing to make a t-shirt up.
Go. Oh, we got t-shirts for later. Don't worry.
We'll do some
I got
t-shirts.
A little reveal for later.
And finally, Mike in the chat, the cowardice that unites us all. That's a Leaf reference, by the way.
That is. And how do you view that and not have one take on that? Like, there's only one way to go with what happened last night.
I think there's more than one way to go.
Yeah, well, there's different people to spew it at.
No, but I think to your point, generally, like again, let's reset the entire thing.
And they got the win.
Oh, yes.
That might be the most comical part of it all.
And on top of it, they hurt their chances at a top 5 pick. That's just chef's kiss. That's just the greatest thing.
Right?
But it does, like to set it up this way, I think is appropriate. And you've kind of walked us down. So Azzo, forgive me. I'm gonna take the latch off here, and I'm gonna go.
Please do.
You have to really do something significant to unite Leaf fans in one common headspace. For 9 years, there have been people sticking up for this core and trolling folks online and bullying people online, and I've been the victim of some of it. Where are they now? Where are all those tough guys now and tough girls? Where are they? Where are they now? Can you imagine you defended this for 9 years? And the receipts are all out there? Can you for a second just stop in your life and reflect on how wrong you were? When there were a few of us out here who kind of knew what they were about? I just can't wrap my head around it, which makes this moment even more crazy, and then everyone's kind of thinking the same thing finally. Finally. And it was leading to that point. It was going in that direction. But they're here now. Yusuf in the chat says they're hiding. Yeah, they're hiding. I would too. If I once wrote this core of 4 gets bullied by the media and they're going to win a cup, I'd hide too. I would. But I want to get some things out of the way first. Some people in the chat want me to start swearing. I will not. I think I will get my point across very clearly today without using the profanity. Might hear an ass. Might hear a BS. Ooh, BS. But I think you're going to know where I'm going with this. I want to start, though, with two positives. I rarely do this. Come on. I rarely do this. But if I don't do it right now, I have a feeling I will completely forget. So the first thing I want to do is say, nice job, Bogru. Here come the Marlies. Marley. League minimum. Bogru played a good hockey game last night. He played like 17 minutes. The recent call-up from the Marlies. Former Duck. Drafted by Anaheim, Bogru. Revenge game for Bogru. Bo knows, dark horse in the chat. I agree. Scored a nice little goal. So I just want to say, nice job, Bogru, both in Montreal the other night and last night at home against Anaheim, putting in a decent effort. I also want to acknowledge a mistake. I said before the game yesterday that Michael Pezzetta, also a Marlies call-up, would get 8 minutes of time on the ice. I was wrong. He got 3:43. So I should have taken the under. I really should have. And thank you, Azzo, for pointing out to me how little minutes Michael Pezzetta did play, although he stood like a giant among men. And I want to thank Michael Pezzetta for going out there and just trying to set a tone. Fighting off the opening faceoff. It's not the most logical thing I've ever seen. It doesn't always work. In fact, it didn't work last night, as we saw, in terms of setting a tone. But I think what Michael Pezzetta did was admirable. It seemed like his only two shifts of the game, he fought and threw a pretty decent hit, and that was about it. But that's all I needed out of Mr. Pezzetta. Nice job, Mike. Nice job. Hometown kid. Throwing down, but he tried. John in the chat. I agree. He did try. So thank you. I thought that moment from Michael Pezzetta would have been the tone setter. And you saw it a bit at the end of the Montreal game with Jake McCabe. And I got to give McCabe credit too. McCabe seemed like he was in a bad mood the whole night. I like that. Good for Jake. But it wasn't really a tone setter by Pezzetta, was it? As we saw. I mean, not only do the Leafs go down 3-1, and thanks to the power plays, they got back into it. But towards the end of the second period, a moment took place that if you had to pick one to signify the end of the Core 4 era, that's it. And it's not Marner leaving. Marner knew he was leaving 18 months in advance. Marner leaving was not the most significant thing. It was last night to me. It truly was. So let's get to the Matthews hit. Knee on knee, Radko Gudas. It's as filthy as they come. For those who haven't seen the news, phone hearing for Radko Gudas and the league, which means he's not getting more than 5 games in the suspension. If it's more than 5 games, I know most of you know this, I just want to clarify it for everyone. If a player gets more than 5 games, it is an in-person hearing with the league. They haul your ass to New York and Park Avenue. That's when it's more than 5 games. And this morning, very quickly, we learned there was a hearing, but not an in-person hearing. So Radko Gudas, that piece of garbage, does not face any suspension over 5 games, which has happened twice in his career. This is a guy in Radko Gudas who's been suspended 4 times by the National Hockey League. 10 games in 2017 for a slash to the neck of Matthew Perreault. Like, you're a special player to have neck slash on your resume. He got 6 games in 2016. Illegal check to the head of Austin Chernak. We have an update from Darren Dreger. Matthews is scheduled for an MRI this afternoon to determine the extent of the left knee. Thank you, Azzo, for that. Let me go back to all the suspensions that Radko Gudas has had. 3 games in 2015, headshot on Mika Zibanejad. 2 games, 2019, high-sticking Nikita Kucherov. I thought that deserved more than 5 games. It was intentional. It was blatant. It was a repeat offender. I don't know what the NHL's looking at if they don't think all of those check the boxes. I really don't. And the fact that it's going to be 5 games or less is complete garbage and an injustice to what happened to a former Hart Trophy winner in this league. But that was one of 2 things I saw from the NHL last night that I shook my head on. And a few of you may have missed this one. But I know a lot of you know the NHL and all the leagues right now post highlights on YouTube. 10-minute little recaps, and they're fantastic. They're really good. And I once in a while partake in them. And I did last night. The NHL posted the highlights, and they still are sitting there right now, by the way. I double-checked. Do you know what play they did not show in the 10-minute highlight pack on YouTube? Guess. Guess what play they didn't put in the highlights for Ducks Leafs last night? Matthews having his season potentially ended. Nowhere to be seen. Nowhere. I believe a Matthew Nyes empty netter made the pack. The Pizzetta fight made the pack. Why is it the National Hockey League doesn't want that moment in their highlights on YouTube? Why is that? Go check now. Sitting right there. They blew right past it. They cut it out. They cut it out. I guess the league doesn't want this type of image out there of a player who you clearly are going to go easy on, going after a clear former 60, 70 goal guy in this league who just won a gold medal for Team USA. I guess you don't want that image out there, huh? You don't want that image. Shame on the National Hockey League social media team for that. And I don't know where else that's coming from. Maybe the Leafs didn't want that episode playing out in the pack either. Didn't look good for them personally either. Never mind Gudas. Anyway, something else I noticed. And I don't know what the league's doing protecting Radko Gudas, who ranks 484th all-time in defenseman point scoring, along with Rick Natras and Darius Kasparaitis. I don't know why the league is protecting this guy. This guy's 6 foot, like 185. Of course he's cheap shotting people. He's not big enough to be in the league. And he's not good enough to be in the league. Of course he has to cheap shot people. He's not that big. So I highly, highly, highly disagree with the notion that Gudas shouldn't get more than 5 games for that. He should. Now, in terms of Matthews and the injury, it did cross my mind last night, and I got to give Elliot credit on the podcast today that he did, where someone texted him with the same thought. But what if that's it for Matthews in the city? What if that's it? He's gone for the even if I don't have to be gone for the year, Auston, take the year. There's 16 games left. Take the year. It doesn't matter. And I know he got his first goal in 13 games last night, his second power play goal of the calendar year. He did all these things. I get it. But no. Just take your time, kid. Do your thing. But what if this offseason he asks out? Was that it? Was that the last vision we have of 34 in a blue jersey? Really? It's a sad thought, isn't it? It's a sad thought, but don't think it's not on the table. And again, the Auston Matthews speculation is running rampant right now. And there's a lot of people pointing at the media and the intensity of the market and the fan base and all of these things. All of these things. But let me bring up another aspect to Auston Matthews' decision-making that might be relevant here. When someone plays that back for him in terms of what his teammates did, what is he going to think? To be in a room with Auston Matthews watching that back, What is he going to think? Now, it should be also noted, if we're being honest with ourselves, if William Nylander got kneed in that situation, what would 34 have done? Let's be honest with ourselves. If 91 was on the ice, John Tavares, who helped fester this culture of non-emotion, what would he have done? I'm not saying anyone's above anyone else. I think that's what the Leafs have become. Thanks, Brendan. So I'm not sitting here and also assuming that Auston Matthews would have jumped in if that happened on Morgan or Nylander, because I have my doubts. But that's not the discussion on the table today, is it? It's the other way around. And the only thing to me more shocking than the incident itself and the 5 seconds that followed were some of the things that were said after. This organization has lost its mind. There's no other way to describe it. Either they've lost their mind or no one's bright. It might be a combination of the two, but I could not believe some of the stuff that came out of this. Could not believe it. So let's go down the line here. Again, Auston Matthews, like a minute or two earlier, was kneed in a rather cheap and aggressive fashion by Radko Gudas. Period ends. Matthew Knies walks up to Mark Masters of TSN. In intermission interviews, they happen all the time, pretty standard, but something significant just happened, right? We all agree with it. He saw it. He was on the bench, but he saw it. We saw it. No surprises. This was the interview between Masters and Knies. Listen to this.
What goes through your mind when you see Auston go down like that?
Yeah, I mean, that's really tough to watch. You know, our best player get hurt like that and leave the game. I like the response by us to get after him, and but yeah, that was not a fun play to watch at all.
I like the response to get after him. Let's reset how it played out. 4 guys were watching, and no one got after Radko Gudas. No one. I don't know what Matthew Knies is talking about. I have no idea. Like, if you're one of the Leafs not on the ice for that, and for the record, we're talking Nylander, Riley, Cowan, and Oliver Ekman-Larsson, which was interesting to me, considering how much he told everyone at the deadline he wanted to stay here. Really wanted to stay in Toronto. Really wanted to stay. He also did nothing. But he's been one of the Leafs' best players all year. I have a hard time getting on OEL. But I didn't like that either. With that said, you have to say something dumb post-game to be also in the firing line when you had nothing to do with that. And Knies didn't. But I don't know what Matthew Knies is talking about. I'm happy with how we got after Gudas. Gudas was given basically an escort off the ice. It was embarrassing. And those comments from Matthew Knies were embarrassing. I don't know how Masters didn't faint. What the hell is Knies talking about? Forgive me. OEL was on the bench. Carlo was on the ice. Thank you for the chat for correcting me. So the game ends and the Leafs run around, and it's amazing. It's great. They're fighting people. I mean, Max Domi tried to fight someone. Beckett Seneca. Watching Domi try and do that is like a drunk hippo walking around. It's just uncomfortable to watch. I don't know what he's doing. I really don't know what he's doing. And Easton Cowan fought, and Riley tried to fight, and Nylander got close to a guy. Give him credit. Oh. But I wasn't that impressed with the third period. I'm not falling into this narrative of, wow, now they know. Now they know. That was a disgrace what happened at the end of the second period. No fight, no hit, no act of aggression in my mind will make up for it. None. But go have your fun. Go have your fun. It gave Gordon Miller and MJ something to talk about. Finally. It's actually half entertaining. I'll give it that. I'll give it that. So then the game ends. Game ends. And I am like a lot of people thinking, where is this going to go? Where is this going to go with the Toronto Maple Leafs? So I want the Berube clip to take center stage here because, I mean, he says a few things in this. But this is the response I did want to hear from the head coach of the Leafs.
Your view of the hit on Auston and...
Yeah, it's a dirty play. League's going to obviously look at it and see what the suspension will be or whatever happens.
Is there any good explanation on your part for no one responding to that physically?
Yeah, no. I mean, obviously, we should have had 4 guys in there doing something about it, but it didn't happen then. But I thought they responded in the third. It was, a good response there, but we all would have liked everybody to get in there right away.
Did you have any conversations with the team on the bench or in the intermission about responding?
Yes, I did. So did the team.
What was it like in that intermission?
Well, that's in the room, guys. I'm not going to open that up to everybody.
It's been a tough stretch. What do you think this result can do for the team, the way they rallied in the third?
Well, it shows that you need passion, emotion in the game to be successful. It really does. We all know that. And they played with passion and emotion in the third period.
Passion and emotion. It's a weird concept, isn't it? A lot of fire Berubes in the chat during that. I don't know what you want him to do about last night. At some level, there is something a coach cannot control. There's many things he can, or she can. But wanting to react when your captain's down, I don't know what you do when you're on the bench in that moment. There's nothing Berube can do. I don't think he should be the coach next year, but don't get on him for that. Andrew in the chat, at least we got 2 points. Yep, further away from 5th overall. Good stuff. Good stuff. Always looking towards the future. Always looking towards the future. So Morgan Rielly was one of the players on the ice for that Auston Matthews incident. And we all know the year he's had, quite frankly, a couple years now he's had. He left after last season, had some hard conversations with folks inside the Leafs organization, came back and was way worse. Way worse. Few defensemen have been on the ice for more 5-on-5 goals than Morgan Rielly. And Rielly was one of the guys on the ice who did nothing to Ratko Gudas. This is what he said.
I didn't have a good a view of it just because the puck was going the other way, but it's on me for not responding earlier to Gudas being there. Obviously, it's a dirty hit. I didn't understand how bad he got him in the moment, but I take full responsibility for not being the first one in there or being in there quicker to respond. That being said, I thought our group played well in the third and was able to respond, but ultimately when your captain goes down like that on a dirty play, you have to respond as a group, but I also take responsibility for not being the first one in there after the hit.
Was there a collective discussion in the second intermission about physically in the third?
Well, not, like a bunch of idiots, but to play hard, obviously, if you watch the hit back, it's not great, in my opinion. And, myself and the other people on the ice, I think have to take responsibility for not being in there earlier, and I certainly do. I take it all. But I thought we came out in the third and played hard.
What were you thinking or feeling in that moment, right? Because you did kind of skate towards Ratko.
I didn't really know what had happened. I didn't know how bad it was, and he was laying there, and obviously in hindsight, I think the play is just to grab him, and we didn't. And again, I take full responsibility for that.
I didn't really know what happened. He was lying there. I didn't really know. Put the pick up, Azzo. What happened? We have made a still of the moment. Okay? Let's look at this. For the listening audience, let me walk you through what I'm looking at and what people here on X and YouTube are looking at. Auston Matthews is down right side of your screen after getting cheap shotted by that SOB in a kind of really bad Ducks jersey. I don't like the jersey. But Matthews is down. Far left side of your screen is Morgan Riley, just over the blue line, looking dead at it. He knew what happened. He saw what happened. He did nothing. Don't tell me you didn't see what happened. You saw what happened. You're looking at it now. It's right there. With your eyes, you're looking at it. I didn't see what happened. I'm seeing you see what happened. So is anyone watching this? Don't do that. Don't do the Darko thing from a couple of nights ago with Jamal Shed. I got to see the replay. You were looking at it. You're the defenseman looking into the zone. So that's Morgan. William Nylander took a whole different tact. Just kidding. He basically said the exact same thing, just without the mea culpa, really. This is one of the true thespians of our time, William Nylander, post-game last night.
I didn't really see like the hit. I know I passed the puck to him, but I didn't really see what happened. I didn't know the severity of it, and then should have probably gone in there. But I mean, in the situation at the time, I didn't really understand until like 15 seconds later that it was more than what I thought it was, and I mean, yeah, I should have jumped in there.
What was the discussion in here like in the second intermission?
Yeah, I just have to respond, and that's what we did.
Morgan said that he took full responsibility for not jumping in to go after Gouda. Should he bear all that responsibility?
No, I mean there are 4 other guys on the ice, that can get in there as well. I think it's a full team thing, and I think we did that in the third, and made him pay for what they did to Matty.
I didn't see what happened. I didn't understand what happened. Azzo, throw the pick up, please. Throw the pick up. Let me explain this to the listening audience. Let me explain this. We're now looking at the exact moment Auston Matthews got cheap shotted last night. The Riley picture was maybe a frame or two after. We are looking at a dead, clean, still image of Ratko Gudas trying to end the season and maybe career of Auston Matthews in that left knee. Bottom part of the screen is William Nylander, who just made the pass. As he said, looking square. He has a better view than anyone in the front row. I didn't know what happened. You're looking at it. You're looking dead at it. Are you okay? Did something happen to you in a younger age that I don't know about? Are you okay? You're looking at it. That's your captain. Wow. Wow. Well, it's obvious. It's obvious these guys have all been coached just to say that in difficult moments, and they've been taught that they're going to get away with it. You're not getting away with that last night. Because anytime a Leaf has been cheap shotted over the last 9 years, you've heard the same garbage from that room. I got to see the tape. And that's an effort not to get fined or whatever. Like, sure. Never stand up for a teammate ever, on or off the ice. Sure. That's the philosophy. I mean, it's now painfully obvious what's been going on around here. Painfully obvious. And some people picked it up sooner than others. Some people kind of figured it out, but it's a simple truth with the Leafs, and you saw it last night. And quite frankly, if you want to write the obit on the Core 4 era, you can do it this way. The money got in the way, and they never cared about each other. Ever. Tavares got paid this. I got to get paid this right now. Why did Willie get paid that? I got to get paid this. Sorry, Marner's contract is what? Now I got to get paid this. Sorry, who got A and B bonuses? They got A bonuses? I got to get that now. It stopped becoming about winning in Toronto a long time ago, and it was just winning the contract negotiation, and they all resented each other. All of them. That's why they couldn't do a thing in the spring. You're not going to go to war with people you don't respect. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm not in the situation. But don't tell me that's not what this is. That last night was it thrown in your face. Because if Tavares was on the ice, he'd have done the exact same thing. He wouldn't have moved. He wouldn't have moved towards Gudas. That is what has killed this franchise for 9 years. Killed them. No one is willing to fight for each other. And why is that always the case? Well, the case was money, and it's been staring at us in the face the whole time. All of us. And again, I want to stress, I don't think Matthews would have done the same thing for someone else. That's the uncomfortable truth of this no one wants to bring up. I'll bring it up because there's no evidence to back it up. All of them are in the same headspace. Put in my shift, try and get my cookies, leave. And that's what led to that. If Auston Matthews asks for a trade in the offseason, I have no idea if he's going to. Do not give me the fans. Do not give me the pressure. Do not give me the media. You look in that room, brother, and you see what's going on in there. The room that Ryan O'Reilly couldn't get out of fast enough. The room that some of these guys, when they take a look around, they don't like the furniture. That was an uncomfortable moment for Major League Sports or Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment. That was an uncomfortable moment for MLSE. This franchise has not been run properly, if that's the attitude. And it's a Shanahan thing as much as anyone else. But the Matthews thing, I think, is a serious issue, and that didn't help. No one moved. No one flinched. No one hardly gave Gudas a negative look. And it's unfortunate because the Leafs are getting laughed at by most of the National Hockey League right now. The only thing the Leafs have sympathy in is the fact that, yeah, Gudas should be getting more than 5 games. I think we all agree on that. And the league won't do it. I don't know why the league won't do it. But until this is cut out of the organs of the organization, and the Raptors are starting to lean in this direction too, that stuff has to get cut out. You have to draft kids who, when you talk to them in the pre-draft meetings, or you talk to coaches, or you talk to teammates, I want a guy who's going through a wall for his teammate. That has to be the first item on the agenda after watching this play out. And watching Marlies actually go around and try, it's embarrassing. For the other guys, not for them. The minor league guys are getting their shot. Good for them. I can't say I'm shocked. It takes a lot for the Leafs to shock me, but I am at that. And it was your most experienced Guys, Easton Cowan's not jumping in on that. I'm blown away at how much work has to be done in this organization. I'm blown away. And after last night, you give me a roster player and a prospect for Nylander, I'm doing that trade right now. Enough. If Morgan Riley doesn't want to waive his no trade, he doesn't start next season and he's in the press box. Enough. That's the kind of stuff where I would draw a line. Clearly, playoff success, no one's drawing lines on that. Embarrassments in the playoffs, no one's drawing lines on that. That kind of stuff last night, the organization has to make a point now. Keith Pelly wasn't here for this. Treliving hasn't been here for this, basically. I don't care what you think of either. Berube hasn't really been here for this. I can't put this at their feet. I can't. It's not fair to them. But this has to change. And those gentlemen have power to change it. Riley's time with the Leafs ended last night, and so did Nylander's. That can't continue. You can't have the next generation of kids looking at that. I know you don't have many coming through, but you have some. That cannot be the bar. Cannot be the bar. And someone grab Nyes by the neck and tell him to smarten up in an intermission interview. That was embarrassing too. I think you can fix this. I do. Contrary to everything I've said, I think you can fix this. I really do. But not with these guys. Not with these guys on the ice. They have never been united. And it shows. And I don't know where to take it from here, but nice comeback win for the Leafs last night. Jeff has a party. Where do you want to take this?
Oh, boy. Well, let's start. I don't know if I should start where you started with the league or just go straight.
Can I jump in?
Yeah.
Paul says Manoah would have grabbed him for sure.
Without a doubt.
Alec Manoah would have had a piece of that
For
last
sure.
night.
Big part of the process in getting something done. But you're right, man. It's a culture. It's a culture of this team. And what's getting really annoying, like, do I have to keep throwing the DNA quote in Brad's face? Like, you knew this last year. But you went out and got a guy like Dakota Joshua, who's healthy scratch. Like, how much have we seen of him? I thought he was supposed to be a tough guy. But I thought Pizzetta was supposed to be a tough guy. Why are these guys never? And you saw what happens when you insert them. Like, there is it gives some life to the team when you see that.
I'm with you, but I think, but that kind of thing, like it's a good point you make on Pizzetta's and Dakota Joshua's. I get it. That what we saw last night is way more troubling.
No, I agree. So let me say
way
this.
more troubling.
I don't care if you didn't see. Willie says he made the pass. Admits he makes the pass to the guy who got hit and then doesn't see what happens after.
Can I be honest?
Do you check out a minute you make a pass? Should you not be going to
He was complaining about the call.
And I don't care if Morgan's back there. You see your captain on the ice on one knee.
Do anything.
And another player. You skate over there.
Do anything.
All of them. The bench, I would have and these guys don't want to be on the ice. There's a perfect chance to get suspended and take a couple of games off. I don't care. Do it. It's the right time.
Chris in the chat, thank God for the 2 points. No, that was a -2, actually, if you really think about it.
Well, some other teams lost.
That was a -2.
Whatever. But you're right. It's a culture. Either these guys don't get the hockey IQ of what you do in that moment, because the fact that it is Auston and your captain, the minute he's down, crunched over like that in pain, you skate to him. You see who's around him. You start shoving somebody. It's insane to me. And then this after the game, Morgan Riley, same thing. Brad, mea culpa. My fault.
But I didn't see it. But I didn't really see it.
No, but
I didn't really see it.
It's not even that. It's like when you're a little kid and your parents say, if you get caught, what's the first thing you do? Take accountability or get a small slap and you can move on. No, I don't need that in this team. That's the culture of this team. Admit you're wrong after and walk away and people will forget about it. Which is insane.
It's completely insane. And in terms of Brad Treliving, because I've seen it mentioned in the chat and Fried brought it up today. Elliot Friedman did say it's his impression that they're not going to let Treliving just go into next year. Like, I think the Leafs Leafs are learning their lesson on last year of the contract for both executives and for players.
Right.
Which most smart organizations do.
We talked about it yesterday. Like, what does this last 16, 17 games tell you? Like, the whole organization needs a reset. It's insane.
But you have to. But where I'm at now after watching that last night is, where do you start? I know exactly where to start. I know William Nylander might be one of the dumbest human beings I've seen in front of a microphone. I do not want to see this guy anywhere near this organization next year. And you can get some value for him. With respect to Nyes, you can get way more for Nylander.
But he's got
way more
too, because they were given everything they want.
Correct. You sit his ass too.
Right.
It's time for the Leafs to get greedy.
Yep.
It's time for the Leafs to get aggressive with not only the rest of the league, but their own guys. This is not working for anybody. Auston Matthews is going to watch that back how many times?
Oh, yeah.
We're so concerned about Auston Matthews. Your own teammates are going to pull that on you? If you're Keith Kelly watching that, are you serious? And then all of a sudden, we're going to get some report on July 8th from either Friedge or Dreger or Pierre or CJ or somebody, and then we're all going to be surprised Auston wants out? And we're going to take the heat for that. And the fan base is going to take the heat for that. And the market's going to take the heat for that. No. Meanwhile, 88 skates while he's got his head in the clouds, and Morgan just goes, well, I didn't see anything.
Because he just made
They're not going to take the blame for that. Yeah. They're not going to take the blame for that. Everyone else takes the blame for that. Tough hockey market, the fans, the media. That is poison last night. Poison. And I don't care what happened in the third period. While everyone's jumping up and down, oh, this is great. It's performative BS, and you're falling for it. Enough.
Yeah, it's true.
Look for the right thing to do in the moment when it should happen. Enough of this performative stuff.
It tells you if you're a winner or if you're not. It's true.
The smart teams do this when you need to do it.
A good team does it. Not even smart. A good team does it. Their players stand up for each other. Why? Craig Berube had to go in there in the intermission and tell them, hey, now we're not just talking hockey. We're talking about your pride.
What do you think he said? What do you think Craig Berube said?
Guys, I know you've shut me out. I know we're not playing for anything hockey-wise, but you're like, manhood is being questioned now. These guys are bullying you around. They're pushing you around.
Their manhood. Their manhood was game 5 and 7 last year. Their manhood was questioned. They didn't care. They didn't care. Marner's doing behind the back passes with his manhood being. He has no sweat in his hair.
But that's hockey. This is like you're not sticking up for one of your captain. Again, it's your captain, man. It's your captain.
I could not believe that.
A guy who might walk in a year and a half. Yeah, tell me you're trying to convince him to stay. Yeah, you're right.
I hope Auston Matthews.
I'm with you.
Just says check please for the rest of the season. God knows what the offseason is going to bring. But I after seeing that, and again, like Auston hasn't been a saint in this situation either, right?
No,
let's be very careful with the narrative.
The truth,
very careful.
The best thing you said, these players made it about wanting everything, and now it's time to make a business decision on the other side for the organization. Make it about business and make these guys move on. See what you can get for them and move on. Because again, the number one question, can you win with these guys? That tells you can't. Because what happens in the playoffs? It gets rougher. It gets more physical. Are these guys going to stand up? No. That's why they can't win a first-round series.
But the Radko Gudas guys, I know the media makes him out to be 6'5", 230. He's 6 foot 185.
He got beat.
Like, relax, guys. Yeah. He's Radko. The reason he has to kind of cheap shot guys is because he gets beat all the time.
Yep.
Like you're scared of the 6 foot 185. Like, that's me. I'm basically, well, maybe 195. but like, that's basically me. You're scared. He's not Brandon Carlo.
No, I know.
Size-wise. Like, he's not Victor Hedman. He's not Chris Pronger. What are we talking about here? With Radko Gudas. My God.
Should we go on the league now? Like,
what's that? Sorry?
The league? Should we go out on the league now? It's true. Why is Gudas getting off like this for this? It's crazy.
I'm pissed at everyone today.
No, I know. But
the league letting that go for a phone hearing for 5 games or less
Agreed.
Is idiotic. Is absolutely idiotic. And they're asking for now, if you want to give what did Malkin get 5 games recently for the slash to the face? Yeah, that's bad. But one could argue, I don't want to compare a stick to the face with other things because it's pretty dangerous. Sure. I understand that. Matthews' knee is in God knows what condition right now. You slash me in the face, you make me bleed my own blood, it might heal. I might be out there the next period.
Mm-hmm.
You go after his knee the way you did last night, good luck. Good luck.
Is there anything more dangerous than going after a guy's knee? Come on. Besides that,
it's one of the most. A hit from behind, right close to the boards. That's the only thing I would. I know
some people brought it up. What did Morgan get when he went after the guy for shooting the puck in on the empty net? He got about 5 games, didn't he? Or 6, I think.
Like Morgan Riley, but this is a good point. Morgan Riley can't be more upset with Ridley Gregg than Radko Gudas.
Yeah,
he can't.
I agree.
And I loved what Morgan did against Ridley Gregg.
That's when he was.
But that can't. The net. The bars are off there.
Yep.
The bars are very off there.
But that's what I'm saying. The league's in a weird spot now. Like, did you see last night they reversed the game misconduct for McKinnon?
They did, and they should have. It wasn't a misconduct.
I agree.
It was a penalty on Colorado.
But the refs took how long to, like, the whole thing just seems messed up. You don't know what you're calling in these games.
But let me go. I agree with you. But I really want to ask the chat this, and anyone who's listening or watching this, because I'm not kidding. I think we've seen, like, I was really skeptical what we'd learn in these last
Agreed.
16, 17
I
games,
asked you yesterday.
Right?
I didn't know.
I was very skeptical. I'm like, give me like Michelli's dying for a contract.
Scored again.
Scored again. Scored again.
I meant to go home and put money that he was going to score
dying
again,
for
and I forgot.
dying for a contract.
First goal of the game.
Dying for a contract. Red Wolf in the chat. If that didn't wake up the organization, nothing will. I completely agree with you.
Didn't we say that the game before? If a game against their oldest rival, against the Habs, doesn't wake them up, what's going on? How many times can we say that in a season?
Right.
Like last night was a game they would have won last year to put them on top of the Atlantic. Like, why do that now? Get out of here with that.
I couldn't agree with you more. Like but the general notion of Nylander and Riley. And we'll get to the Riley thing in a second and what was racing online, which I found fascinating. Mm-hmm. But like, is anyone really listening or watching this who's thinking like the future, like Nylander's the future?
No.
Is anyone thinking that?
Dude.
But my point is, if you're offering up Nyes potentially in trade talk, which this organization has not knocked down in any way, if they're offering up Nyes last week a little bit, kind of, sort of, maybe, and you really want younger assets. Then it's time to talk Nylander.
Yes, definitely.
Because Nylander gets you stuff.
You should have been talking about him already. Come on.
Nylander gets you a lot of stuff. And I'm saying this again, as pissed off as I am at Nylander, and there's a lot of things about his game I do not respect. Yeah. The cherry picking, all of it. That guy still, you could dupe another GM on him very easily.
You might as well have Pettersson in Vancouver.
Oh, there's the segue.
See, I'm getting good at this. You've taught me some stuff, man.
Scarborough Bluffer. Nylander is the future.
But can you win with these guys?
I don't
Toronto
know.
Fans.
I don't know if that's the future, man. I don't know if you need that.
A decade of this.
God bless. I don't know how you can say that with a straight face that Nylander is the future. M. Bell in the chat. This was interesting. Why was Matthews even playing?
Oh, we went over this, right?
Should have been off taking care of his physical issues. Why are we still trying to win?
Because we didn't know he had physical issues.
Well, they haven't told us he has physical issues.
How do we know? Apparently he's good.
And I'm not doing this anymore with the physical issues.
No.
I am not acknowledging one unless one happens like last night. Now he has a physical issue.
And you brought it up yesterday for what you charged for a home. That was a home game last night. I'm glad he was on the ice. Like, he had to be on the ice. It's a home game.
Look, there's a lot of people saying call Utah for Nylander.
I said bench him a few.
That's a good idea.
What's that?
Utah's dying for a guy.
Dying
for a guy.
I'd send him with Mitch.
Give Vegas Mitch and Nylander.
Yes.
Perfect.
You know what I was thinking? Well, are they re-signing Rasmus Anderson? Because he's been struggling there, but they traded for him. Get a sign-in trades.
They haven't made that announcement yet on Anderson, have they?
No.
They didn't do the Noah Hannafin,
Who brought it up? Somebody, I think Overdrive was talking about it. I'm like,
they haven't done the Hannafin sneaky extension.
And he's struggling over there.
He is.
Could you trade him? Do a sign-in trade? Send him back? And maybe take Riley, too, if you really need a defenseman, and we'll take some money off you.
Mike, I agree with that completely. Michael in the chat, why all media went nuts. Their no response is not as shocking as it is as they brought back everyone 2 years ago. I wonder what the run it back feel is like in this organization now.
Okay.
I'm really curious.
I hate to bring it back to these guys who were scratches yesterday, but these are guys Treliving brought in, like,
no, I know.
while saying the DNA stuff.
No.
Like, what has happened to Lorentz?
Yeah.
I thought we were bringing him in here for a culture thing. I can't see the ice.
There's been some poor Treliving signings. There's no question about it.
And like, I know he can only
I don't know
sign
how
from
else to.
I mean, but he traded for Joshua. Like, was he not supposed to be the big boss? I don't know how.
Joshua's been bad. Michelli, when it's mattered, has been bad. Like, the Domi re-signing was wild at that price in those years. Wild.
The Marlies guys have given these guys some life. Like I said, I was going to bring in some Pizzetta quotes about this guy was stoked to play for this team that can't even chase a playoff team because he's from Toronto. And look what he did right off the start. Like, come on.
Like Colorado Rockies in the chat writes, Trey wants snot. Remember that quote?
Yes.
We need some more snot. You are snotless. You are the most healthy. No one's got a head cold on this team. No snot. No need for NyQuil. Nothing. No snot to be seen. No head colds here. So I guess we're all kind of
we have to be on the same page now.
Shocked at what this is now because and if you again, I'm not overly shocked they're not fighting for each other because they never have.
Never.
But to see it to that extent is quite something. And throw it up the chat if it makes you giggle.
No, I'm sorry, Chris Betty, Azza with the mic touching now. Sure, because these mics move and we're fired up.
We're being more aggressive with our mics than the Leafs were in the second period last night.
Boom, done.
The Leafs are 11 points out of a wild card spot with 16 games to go.
But they won.
They did. You know what? Again, Bogru and Pizzetta and these
good
guys.
for the fans who paid to go down.
Easton Cowan, I don't want to completely dump on Easton Cowan. He tried to do something last night. Nick Robertson got hit. I don't hate it. Good for you, kid.
Yeah.
Good for you, kid. But I'm not blaming Easton Cowan for the Matthews
Even though he
incident.
was behind it, he must have seen it too.
Like, I'm not in any way, shape, or form going down
But he's part of that culture. He's the young guy in that culture. It's hard to step up and make a culture something that it's not when you're the rookie on the team.
But the Gudas thing is also, like, Gudas is the one yelling in Joseph Wall's face in the 2022 playoffs for Florida. Like, what are we doing? And Gudas took out Sidney Crosby.
Right.
On behalf of all Canadians, someone has to do something in that scrum. Someone has to do something. If you're Morgan Riley, here's how I would think this through. I know this would cost me money. And I know I've had the reputation of being cheap in my life. Completely unfounded.
Unfounded. I can
Thank you. Completely unfounded. But if I'm not cheap. But if I'm in that moment, if I'm Morgan Riley and I've kind of had enough this season, what's the best way to get out of the rest of the season? Put that guy's MCL in the grays. Do it.
Again. You guys
like,
aren't playing.
Here is your out for the season,
that's
Morgan.
What I was saying.
You'll be a hero.
Dude,
do it.
Take a
this
5
is your
games.
out.
Yes, agreed.
Do it. You will be a statue. You're going to Legends Row. Do it, Morgan.
That's all you want to see.
Didn't do it.
All these guys, they haven't been playing like they want to play. Here's your chance to take a couple games off.
This was a golden opportunity.
Gudas is now Gunther in WWE. He's like the career ender. Like the career killer.
Is that Gunther's thing?
Yeah. No. Yeah, because he ended AJ Styles. He ended John Cena. He ended somebody else's too. I can't think of. But
yeah, the Leafs theme this year. Ain't no sunshine when it's gone. So is Gunther Austrian? Is that his deal? Is he from Austria? He's a large human being.
He's a large human being.
But he like the bit of like the old school Bob Backlund wrestler where like my finishing move's a headlock.
He is Austrian, by the way. Yeah. Best wrestler.
By the way, I made the mistake of clicking on a Ric Flair and the Koloffs video the other day from NW.
There's a vortex.
Like from back in the day. And now it's just Ric Flair 4 Horsemen stuff in my algorithm. And I'm enjoying it immensely. I'm enjoying it immensely.
The algorithm will get you like that. But yeah, man.
I get. Listen, there's some Leaf fans here defending, and there's not a ton, but I see you and I get you, and you guys are hardcores and all of that. MST in the chat. Nylander just lowered his value by just standing there and then saying he didn't see it. Do they think we're stupid? Not the comment.
Or
MST.
that the game's not on tape. You can go back and look at it.
Like, does Morgan? Do me a favor. Put them both up again. Put them both up.
Which one you want first?
I don't care.
Okay, here's the Nylander.
For the listening audience,
Again,
one more time. I think staying on this is a really important thing.
But the quote of, I made the pass to him and then didn't see what happened after. What are you doing?
I was confused, is what Nylander said. I was confused. He is looking dead at his captain.
He
maybe
just passed him the puck, man.
Have his season come to an end.
So after you pass the
looking
puck,
dead at it.
You drop back, you just say, oh, well, my job's done. That just tells you how he plays hockey.
I'd have more respect for Nylander if he said, I just really don't care and I got plans tonight. I'd have more respect for him because that's the truth. What the line he's trying to pass us with this visual out there. And I always thought, as doing a podcast on YouTube, like we can't run video on YouTube unless we like pay a crazy amount.
Still tell you everything you need to know.
But like that is as damning as any piece of video
100%.
we could have run. That is crazy how bad that looks.
But again,
crazy.
To me, giving up on a play, you said you just passed it to the guy right in front of net and then you didn't see what happened. To me, that's mind-blowing for a hockey player, for a professional hockey player.
So again, let's lay this out because when Auston Matthews asked for a trade in the offseason and everyone gets blamed with the players, remember this moment. So what do you say to William Nylander after the fact you hear that quote if you're Auston Matthews? Like, what do you say to him?
Thanks? I don't know. Like, what do you say?
No, you're not going to say thanks.
No, like sarcastic.
No, you're saying you are the dumbest human being I've ever met in my life.
Seriously.
If I'm in a minor fender bender with you, you're going to run.
And as a captain, you have a right to say that.
Yes. 100%. He did score 69 goals in a year, by the way. He can say whatever he wants.
Or you put
on
him
a
in
lot
a
of
bad
levels.
Spot?
Yes. Yeah. And show me Morgan again, please. Please, Azzo. Show me more.
This is
ridiculous.
My
God.
This gets me.
I didn't see it first time.
And look at Willie. Look at Willie on the side, still looking at Auston and not hardly moving.
And Gudas took a knee and gave people time.
Gudas was down.
Yes. Yes.
So again, you see him getting up, but your captain's not getting up, and I'm still going to stay away from the situation. No, I'm skating my ass off toward Gudas and giving him some.
We are seconds away from this being Bo Groove's team next year. We're seconds away. I think decisions were made in this organization last night. This is a serious incident to me. This is not a joke. This is not funny. This is symbolic of what this organization has been allowed to grow and they've fertilized it for years and they did nothing about it.
It's okay if you just say it was my mistake. Blame me. Please blame me after the fact.
I can't believe that.
That is even more angering.
I cannot believe that. Everyone knows what has to happen with this team. If it doesn't happen, they're not smart enough to get it done, or they don't have the balls to do it. There's no in between. It's one or the other.
I told you earlier this week.
It's time to fight no movement clauses with your last dying breath. And if you don't want to waive it, that's fine. Enjoy the popcorn. Enjoy the box of cookies that someone sends William Nylander while he gives you the finger. Enjoy all those things because you're not playing. It's time. The Maple Leafs need to have some pride and self-respect as an organization. That is spreading like wildfire across the sporting world, not just the hockey world, the sporting world. And you're trying to recruit? And you're trying to prove to players this is a place to be?
What do you think the rest of the hockey world's saying about that team? Tell me the history of this team by watching that game and watching guys
The media didn't do that last night. The fans didn't do that last night. The market didn't do that last night. They don't care about each other and haven't for 10 years. And Tavares is just as big an offender as anyone else. I'm not letting him off the hook. And Nyes, he got one work. He got 2 concussions. He stopped doing anything.
It's all
stopped doing anything.
It's all of them, bro. It's all of them.
It's not Bo Groove.
No,
not Matthew Pizzetta.
Agreed.
Here come the Marlies.
That's so good. That's so. But like, you can't tell me people want to come play for this organization. People want to come wear the maple leaf and represent the blue and white when they see that going on.
How about
that whole like narrative that this team is, one of the greatest in NHL history? It's starting to fade. I honestly don't know why people still say that.
What do you mean? Like what do you mean people are saying?
Like the pride that comes with wearing the blue and white.
Oh, there's no pride. There's no pride.
I think it's you can't watch that.
Did it look like they had pride last night?
How guys want to come here to play for one of the most historic franchises.
Yeah. Really.
And I feel bad for the history of this team, for guys like Gilmore and Clark and even Kipper watching that.
Ray Bay in the chat. They chase the bag, not the glory. Boom.
Yep.
The Stanley Cup was getting more than what Willie got. The Stanley Cup became more than what Marner got. The Stanley Cup became more than what JT signed for. The Stanley Cup became A and B bonuses. The Stanley Cup, because Dubas and Shanahan, let it be so, became a race to the money in a hard cap world where that will cut you off at the knees as any organization. But the Leafs thought it was great. It's great. It's great. It's like a world leader who likes a bunch of people around him who just are on each other's throats all the time, and that's how they make decisions. That's how the Leafs did it.
Sure.
Let's just kind of, let's all fight for the money and ignore depth and ignore team-friendly contracts and ignore all that stuff. No, let's worry. Let's sign Auston when we didn't have to.
The players made a business.
Let's do that.
The players made their business decision. Now it's time for the organization to make theirs. It's time to move on. How about this one? WM98 says, hey, Sid, if the team responded to the Matthews hit and a brawl ensued, then the NHL would have included it in the highlights.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
Sure.
Maybe.
100%.
That helps with the hits.
Yep.
That helps with the algorithm. Yep. Once again, I want to say this again. Thank you for reminding me in the chat. I think this is really telling. And I'm still not exactly sure what it means. But the Ratko Gudas hit on Auston Matthews is not included in the NHL's 10-minute YouTube recap. Those things get hundreds of thousands of hits by the end of it, for every game almost. That play was excluded by the NHL in the YouTube highlight pack last night. I found that interesting. That's interesting to me.
Now, what's interesting to me, you said you think you could fix this. But here's my problem, because you have guys like you mentioned Ryan O'Reilly or Nick Foligno or all these guys who come in here and they want out of here. They don't think you can fix it.
They got out of here fast.
Because they want out of here fast.
Fast.
Or a guy like Carlo who came from Boston and we thought was tough. And like now, where did that go? Like, why does it disappear?
I don't know.
Why does it disappear when guys get here?
Because they see it from the inside and because they see things we don't see.
I guess.
They see things we don't see.
They can't see anything.
We only see negotiations and games. That's all we see. We see 50% of it. We don't see what they're like on the private plane. We don't see who's going out for dinner with who. We don't see who's talking in the dressing room. We don't see the cliques. We don't know all those things that are going on and have been allowed to go on in this organization for a long time, which has led them to this spot where your highest paid players don't give a damn about each other. Mm-hmm. That includes Tavares.
No.
That includes Tavares.
You don't need a captain on this team because it just doesn't matter. You don't. If your captain is laying like that, again, I don't care if you saw it or not. You should be over there with him and start shoving any Ducks player around you. Even if it is just because their jerseys are so ugly. I don't care.
They are ugly, those jerseys. I have to be honest with you. I think it's time for a Keith Pelly statement. I think he needs to say publicly to the fan base, basically an apology for that last night. The organization needs to make a statement about that, and not just about the suspension and Gudas and 5 games and whatever's coming. He's going to get 5 games. If he gets less than 5 games, the National Hockey League will lost their mind.
Where is this league on all that? Like the whole league.
He's got to get 5 games for that. But there's another thing going on here with the Leafs that is equally important to me, and I think having that visual out there is so bad. Did the Leafs ask the NHL not to put that highlight in the YouTube package?
Maybe.
Because of the reaction?
I could see that. That's like DeRosa asking them to take down that quote.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
100%.
I have no idea why the knee on Auston Matthews is not in the NHL YouTube package last night. I have no idea. But someone wanted it out.
Again, the fact that it was Matthews and your captain, I think makes it so much more like you said, I don't know how it changes if it's Willie or if it's Riley or if it's whoever, but the fact that it's your captain and nobody did anything is just, you're right, it's embarrassing. I don't know another word to say it.
Jules in the chat, and I know there's a lot of people in the chat disagreeing with everything I'm saying, and I appreciate you too. Listen, we're all here to talk about the Leafs, but that's fine. Listen, Leaf fans, if they're loyal,
but this team doesn't deserve that. I'm sorry,
but some fans are so loyal, and I respect it because I don't have that gene. Part of me respects it. Jules in the chat writes, "Thank you, Sod." I think Jules means Sid.
I'd call you Sod.
Sod?
I like that.
Let's go Sod for the rest of the show. Thank you, Sod, for opening my eyes on last night's game and all the crap going on that I didn't know.
Complete crap.
I know there's a lot of people here saying, Pelly's not going to talk. He's never going to talk.
He will at the end.
There needs to be a statement from the organization about last night, in my opinion.
Before the last 16 games.
No.
Because they're going to wait till the end.
Just last night.
No, but
just last night. No, listen. Sometimes in a season, weird things happen that solicit a statement. We saw it in Ottawa not that long ago. It could be a bunch of different things.
All right.
There are moments where it's so weird and the narrative is getting so far away from a team that you need to say something. I think for the fan base who saw that last night, that's your highest paid player. That's the highest paid player in franchise history. That's the number 1 goal scorer in franchise history. And your team did not react. That deserves a public apology on behalf of the organization to the paying public, and every other fan who saw that who threw up in their mouth. I think it's warranted.
I think it's 100% warranted, but they won't do it.
And I would credit Pelly if he did that.
And that's where the DNA,
I would credit Pelly.
The DNA change has to come from even above the players.
But they know that 100%.
Then they would do it.
But I'll give Pelly and anyone credit because MLSC has a habit of not doing something, admitting mistakes.
Again,
they have a very poor history of admitting mistakes. Take responsibility for that last night. Because Pelly had nothing to do with that last night.
Yeah, no.
Treliving had nothing to do with that last night. What are you going to do? Those are your leaders.
Yeah.
Who saw that coming? I didn't see that coming. And I know they're soft as porridge. And I didn't see that coming. I think it's a respectful thing to do to your fan base. It's a Friday news cycle. They'll be forgotten about by tomorrow afternoon. Yeah. Put out a statement. The Leafs are in Buffalo tomorrow. They're going to get destroyed.
Oh my God.
They're in Minnesota Sunday. They're going to get destroyed.
Their asses kicked last night.
Leafs aren't back again until Tuesday against Long Island, and Matthew Schaefer is going to get.
So what if Buffalo does try to
game.
physically intimidate them or go at them? What do? Do you think they try and stand up for themselves?
Let me tell you something. The Sabres will not have to lift an intimidation finger against the Toronto Maple Leafs. Sure. Unless the Leafs all of a sudden, unless Jake McCabe, Bo Grew, Michael Pezzetta, and Easton Cowan start hitting people all the time. I don't know. Maybe something weird happens here where a whole new narrative starts and finally the muscle memory in this team changes.
Guys who couldn't get a sniff all year with this team playing as poorly as they have, with injuries.
But I'll take it.
Yeah, no.
I'm not even mad at that.
I'm just
I'm not
all
even
of it
mad
comes
at that.
back. Why wasn't some of that tried to be inserted earlier this year? It's crazy. And that goal was really nice.
Oh my God.
The celebration was even better.
Oh my God. Is this true?
What?
Is next Thursday Fan Appreciation Day at Scotiabank?
Remember we saw it after the show yesterday? Yep.
Oh my God.
What do you do?
So what do you do to appreciate the fans? Just fight? You want to? How about this?
You give them a first-round pick?
No, not next Thursday. Sorry, they don't play Thursday. Is he talking about Tuesday against Long Island?
They do. They each have it coming up. The Raptors and the Leafs both have it coming up.
Whenever that fan appreciation day is, I think the fans would appreciate effort and sticking up for each other more than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's complicated.
Thursday, March 19th it is.
Oh, Thursday, March 19th.
Leafs fan day.
There is no Thursday, March 19th. What are you talking about?
It's their day. It's their day. They're having a fan day.
Oh,
I think it's like a scrimmage or something.
Oh, it's not a game. It's like a practice.
3-on-3 with them and the Scepters or something. Yeah, I think.
Right. Okay.
It's a fan day.
Okay, yeah. You don't have to stick up for each other on that day. But like during a game. Maybe during a game.
Tickets are $25 plus ticket fees
Where is
to
it?
get in.
Scotiabank?
Scotiabank. I think it's a scrimmage between them and
So
the
wait a
Scepters.
second. Wait, hold on a second. They're charging fans $20 to come into fan
25 plus ticket fees, which is probably equal to 25
for Fan Appreciation Day.
Yep. So maybe that's what you do. You just waive all fees.
Okay, how about this for an idea after that last night? How about this? Waive all those fees.
Yeah.
How about that? MLSE, waive the fees just for one day. Because this is a chance for parents to take their kids into the arena and just look around, and it's cool. Like they're not going to get this chance again in the lower bowl. Some of them, just waive it, waive the fees. As in I'm sorry for watching our leaders ignore each other in a moment of distress.
You might be able to give them free tickets to the Friday night game, maybe.
Carolina, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Carolina are like the best team in the league. I haven't seen play once this year.
Nobody talks about or cares.
They are like clearly going to win the Eastern
But they
Conference.
always are, right?
It's like they have 88. No, not clearly. They're 2 points up on Buffalo.
Possible, yeah.
Buffalo winning the East would be a crazy story.
It would be. But then does that give you hope as a Leaf fan that you can turn it around?
Ty in the chat. Fees are probably to charity, but okay, Sid. Okay, good point. Crazy idea. Just cut the check MLSE to charity. How about that? How about that? How about MLSE just cut the check themselves? They can do that. There's a way around everything, guys. There really is.
Yeah.
Believe me.
Anyways, it's more the theme of it. That's all we're talking about.
Schneb's Garage, Matthews, MRI today. Yep, Darren Dreger had the report.
We mentioned it.
It was an assumption he was going to get looked. If they didn't look at him today, then something's really wrong. Like I don't know what they're waiting on. So that's where we're at. Anything else on the incident last night before we move on? Because there's another Morgan Riley related thing I do want to get to with you.
No, just the game itself, like you said, like Pizzetta pulled his weight. I mean, in under 4 minutes that he played. Bo Gruel can play on my fourth line anytime. I love the goal. I love the side. I actually even love the pass from Carlo. That pass from Carlo was pretty nice. The guy can still play.
That was a nice pass.
He can still play hockey. So maybe we keep him. I don't know. Anyway.
But the third period was hilarious because like Gordon Miller and MJ were enjoying themselves.
Oh yeah.
And that's been a tough assignment the Leafs lately.
You're right.
Really tough assignment.
It gave them something to talk about.
Like it at least it was entertaining towards the end.
Yeah.
And I think part of it is like Pelly's thinking, we at least have to make this fun for people at some level.
Right. Fan appreciation. Yeah, of course.
All right. So again, waive the fees for Fan Appreciation Day, please. After last night, don't even think about charging people for that.
Have them bring in a donation for charity then, fans, instead of charging.
Or again, MLSE can just do it themselves.
Yeah, no. Fans can still bring
cut
stuff
the
for
check
charity
yourself.
Yeah.
Multi-billion-dollar.
But I'm saying you can get it both ways.
Corporation.
You can get it both ways. MLSE cuts the check, and fans bring a canned good or a toy.
I like the canned good. Yes.
Something. That's all I'm saying. You can do it both ways, and then charity gets double.
There you go. I like that. Double up.
Yep.
Santander update. Thomas in the chat. It's coming up at the end of the show.
Yeah, come on.
We got to we're not going to do it.
Leafs
Give me
are
a break.
hot. Yeah,
we're going to get to Santander. Trust me on that. Something kind of started to spread online over the last 24, 36 hours that gives you an idea of kind of where Leaf fans are at. And like I was on Twitter and I noticed this headline. And
it was trending.
And the headline's like, Morgan Riley, Elias Pettersson rumor runs wild. And I'm like, oh.
I've got it actually here. Trade idea. Pettersson to Leafs for Riley sparks hockey talk.
Hockey talk. And I have to be honest with you, I'm the sucker who will click on to that.
100%.
Because why wouldn't you?
100%.
Why wouldn't you? So I go through the rumor And then at first it kind of mentioned Mike Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
And then the deeper you went, you realized it was like one of the tech guys on Overdrive that came
Joe
up
from the bridge.
And it ran wild.
Yeah. Well, because Mike
elevated it.
Right.
And I'm like, I like this rumor more. But this is a window into the Leafs soul right now. Leafs Nation soul.
Right.
In terms of how quickly something like this can move.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, it was just all it was. Habs relic. Twitter is toxic. Yep, I'm aware.
Are you?
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
No, do you see stuff on there?
But the notion and the discussion this began intrigued me. Elias Pettersson, underperforming. No one knows what to do with the guy. Morgan Riley, 5 years older, underperforming. What do you do with the guy? If you're the Leafs and that's on the table, now it wouldn't just be that because Riley, again, is 5 years older. Yeah. So the Leafs, believe it or not, would have to give up more in the trade. If you hear the Leafs pull that off and acquire Elias Pettersson from the Vancouver Canucks, and if you're a Canuck fan watching or listening, same kind of question. If you're getting Morgan Riley, are you good with that? Or are you not good with that? I'm not asking you would you entertain it. I'm asking you if you wake up one morning and it's done. How do you feel about that on both sides of the ledger? How do you feel?
I guess you're excited about the prospect, but to me, you're just adding to the whole culture we just talked about. You're just continuing it. You're kicking it down the road, hoping maybe he has one good year, because we know the heart of Elias Pettersson. Like, come on.
You can never underestimate the heart of Elias Pettersson.
Wait, are we sure we're getting the right Elias Pettersson?
Well, they have 3 Petterssons, so we got to make sure they're getting the right Pettersson.
Same first name,
yes.
too.
John in the chat. Why do we want another Nylander on the Leafs?
Yeah.
Okay, hearing that a lot.
Actually, trade Nylander.
No question about it.
I just think this to me, and I get what you're asking me, but I think Pettersson brings exactly what we're talking about is wrong with this team for the last hour and 15 minutes. He brings the exact same attitude and hockey culture with him. But to me, also, this is a bit of a fantasy football trade where you're trying to take one of your worst assets, a guy who's the game might have passed by, who's slower, for a younger, very talented guy. I don't think Vancouver even would consider. Like you said, there had to be more involved in it. It's not just a change of scenery trade for me. Because you did hear some rumblings of this last year at the end of last year. Like, oh, trade Morgan and get a top 6 guy. Dude, who's doing that?
Again, Morgan Riley, for those who don't know, is basically a lower mainland kid out there. Like, It would be him going home.
Right.
So, like, it makes sense.
You could sell it to him that way.
Yes.
You're going home with your family, this and that.
So that's why this keeps coming up.
But why not go to LA?
Oh,
you could sell different things to him.
The chat has lost their minds on this.
This is why it got trending. Thank you, Joe from the bridge.
Like, honestly, it is one of the smarter things to put out there Seriously. I've seen in quite some time.
It got him on Overdrive
because because it's running all over the place. I love it.
I just think that doesn't help where you're trying to go.
TML Golf Club. Elias is worse. Avoid like the plague.
And here was Joe's other point to it, which you have to consider too, that Pettersson's the man in Vancouver. Like, he's their number one guy, or he's viewed as that. He takes all the hits, he takes all the media stuff. And here he wouldn't have to be, because here you could put him after Matthews and Nylander. So he wouldn't be your main guy here. So the spotlight would be off him and maybe he'd play a bit better.
But potentially.
But again, I don't think that's a good place for Leafs fans to be, is thinking of a trade like that. That, number one, I don't think ever happened.
But here's I'm very happy you brought that up, because the reason I really like this kind of speculation is it's an illustration of the reality the Leafs are in that some Leaf fans do not understand.
Right.
If you're going to move off Morgan Riley, what do you think is coming back?
Yes.
Let's really talk about this.
Exactly.
Like, you don't understand how rough this roster looks to other GMs. You don't know. And if you think Morgan's bringing you back two firsts, a roster player and a prospect,
a top 6 guy.
Are you serious?
6? No.
I think Morgan, the more I think about it, I would jump at that trade if I'm the Toronto Maple Leafs. You have to.
But fans can't look at that.
He's 5 years younger.
Yes.
He's done it at some point in his career, not lately, but he's done it at some point in his career. He was just at the Olympics. Like, Listen, am I the biggest Elias Pettersson fan? Absolutely not. I've been begging for Vancouver to get off this contract. But Riley is a tougher guy to move to me.
Yes, of course.
Way tougher. So if you're telling me that's the move, I just think Leaf fans need a hard dose.
Yes.
I like the speculation because it's a hard dose of reality. And it's not that far off of where the speculation might be at.
But you know what's talking about it? You said it. The people in the chat defending last night. That's it.
Andrew in the chat, Sid's officially lost his mind. You're not getting a better offer than that from Morgan Riley, guys. I'm sorry.
What?
You're not.
You're not even getting that.
Leaf fans will not. Some Leaf fans will not acknowledge this. Guys, you're wrong. This would be like the best ever thing you get back from Morgan at this stage of his career. I'm sorry.
Besides,
not even close.
Besides saying maybe Rutherford's lost his mind even more, like you're not getting that. You're not. I just think it sets Leafs fans up for like even more disappointment on what you could actually get back from Morgan.
Jamie in the chat
puts him in a bad place.
Morgan in the hold on a second. Morgan still has value, just not on the Leafs. No, he doesn't.
I don't think he does. Not much.
You don't think the Leafs have had discussions about Morgan Riley for the last 2 years with people? Maybe longer? You don't think they've done that?
In 2 seasons, 2 full seasons now.
Guys.
And maybe like this is what I mean.
Guys, I don't know what you're watching with Morgan right now, but that's not value.
Again,
I don't know what you're watching.
It's a fantasy football trade where you look at the worst guy on your roster and throw it out to somebody to get one of their better players, one of the best guys on their roster. It's not going to happen. Like that's why the Nyes thing was even more compelling to me because him you can actually get some assets for. Let's have the Nyes conversation. Let's have the Willie conversation. Let's even have the Joseph Wall.
Willie, you have to have the conversation.
100%.
This guy is
He's number one.
Out of his mind. Like, I'm sorry. It's time to move off of Willie.
If you're doing Willie, just do it all. Do Nyes, do Matthews.
You're going to have to see that. That's what some Leaf fans don't quite understand how deep the cuts have to go.
Are you going to slowly pull off the bandage or just do it all at once? Think about that. Okay. For all of them, what's the minimum assets back you get? For Willie, we get what? How many assets?
Willie, you're getting assets.
How many? 4?
I want minimum first roster 1 or 2 prospects. He's still like how old is William Nylander? As much as I've dumped all over him, how old is William Nylander? What is he? 29? He's 29. He's 29. And he's got 6 years. He's got the Pettersson contract. He has 6 years left on this at 11.5. You're gonna have him for a long time.
Not a horrible number.
Someone mentioned Utah or like a team like that in the chat. Yeah, find a team out there who kind of wants to play ball and take a swing at a star.
So what are we gonna say? 4 assets for him?
I'll take 3, but if you can get 4, even better.
What about for Nyes? Another 3?
It depends on the team. Like I don't think you're getting 3. Like the Montreal thing never made sense to me because their prospects are all better than Nyes.
Right.
So what are we talking about?
But they are. The couple years. They are. And I think, honestly, I think he slows them down too because they play fast. I think Nyes can't even keep up with them. But that's not besides my point. But if you trade Nyes for like a 20 or 21-year-old prospect, I could see it because maybe Nyes' age fits their growth better. That's the only reason I think Montreal would do it, just for the age.
Yeah, I think there was something else going on in those HAB discussions. I think OEL might have been a part of that too.
Maybe.
But it wasn't happening with OEL.
No.
Like, what else could they need? Like, what else could they want?
Well, they need a OEL we talked about.
Or like a Stolars.
Yeah.
I don't think.
I keep trying to. I think more people would be interested in Wolves.
Because Stolars is still at a decent number and now is signed up.
Yeah, that's true.
Jay Caro in the chat. This made me laugh about the Pettersson, Morgan Riley out of nowhere speculation. They both suck. Who cares? Do the trade.
He might be the most right.
What do both teams have to lose? It's like the most true thing I've seen. Like that is the synopsis you're looking for.
Now, for me, it comes down to, and last night I think proved it. Can you win with these guys? And not just like make the playoffs. Can you be a contender? If not, then just rip off the Band-Aid and just start examining trades for all of them. Like, again, so if you get...
You're going to have to.
If you get 3 or 4 for Willie, you get 3 for Nyes, you get what, 4 or 5 for Matthews, and you trade a goalie on top of that for maybe another 3? Dude, that's like over 15 assets. And I'm not saying you're going to hit on them all, but it gives you a good start at a good rebuild and some young talent. Don't tell me you can't get teams' number 1 prospects. If you have 3 different teams' number 1 prospect,
that's so hard to get. But like a number 1 you really think the Leafs have?
But for Willie or for Matthews?
I think Willie, you can talk about that. I don't think Nyes has proven this year that he gets that kind of return. I'm sorry.
Dude, if you're selling off those other guys, why not sell off Matthews? Again, do we know how healthy he's going to be to
Well, selling off Matthews, it's not going to be up to you.
Right.
No, but it's good that you brought that up. Let's get this out of the way. Matthews will decide when Matthews gets traded.
Sell it to him? If you start selling it to him, I think he'd be more willing.
Here's the thing. I want to make very clear. and there are going to be people who argue he's already made this decision, fine, make the argument. If he hadn't already made the decision, he made it last night. This is not the team for him.
And that's why you start exploring it right now.
Let's be really honest about how a guy would view that. If that happened to you, if that happened to me, if that happened to anyone in this chat, anyone watching, anyone listening, and your teammates do not jump in to help you, what the hell am I doing here? What am I doing here? If that's the thing. Now, again, Matthews doesn't have the type of rep to be that guy either.
And I'm not saying
so I want to be as fair as I can about this. And and no one else in this market has mentioned this. I'm going to mention it. Matthews, I don't think would have jumped in there either. However, Matthews is the captain. Matthews is making 13.25. He's the guy who won a Hart Trophy. Maybe you have to kind of be more careful with him. Maybe you do. And they weren't.
And I'm saying, as the organization, you can push that. Like, Auston, we're going to be in a bad spot. You're going to take more hits like that because our team isn't prepared.
What are you going to do
watch
about
out for
it?
you.
Who's scared of the Toronto Maple Leafs? But see, that's the thing.
But the organization can push him to make his decision, I think.
Yusuf in the chat, trade Willie. I agree.
Obviously.
But if you're Nylander and Morgan and Tavares and all these other guys, like, you understand your behavior there could come back on you. Because other teams are not going to let up on you.
No.
Because what are you going to do about it?
That's what I mean. What do you think Buffalo's going to do to them?
What do you think you think Buffalo's
100%.
scared to go in a corner now with William Nylander if he
100%.
ever decides to go back in a corner?
1,000,000,000%.
Like, that is, you are protecting yourself as much as you are defending Auston.
Yep.
Going forward. You are buying future stocks here in safety. But they don't see it like that. This is the strangest organization I've ever seen.
It's weird, man.
This is the strangest organization I've ever seen.
Complete reset. And looking at examining, selling all those guys. And like I said, yeah, you get Auston to buy in and then you just go nuts, man. You go nuts. Because you need a complete reset here. This has gone way too far.
2 points in the chat writes, get Berube out. He has the wrong mindset for the end of a losing season. Okay. I don't know if that's exactly what we're talking about.
Can we go back to him in the intermission? Like, I don't care what you think of him.
Sorry, you mean Matthew Nyes?
No, Berube. In the room. In the
intermission. Yeah.
In the intermission.
Yeah.
Like, he had to have said something to him. And I don't care if you're checked out hockey-wise. That's the guy who's played how many games and has how many penalty minutes in this league? He had to have ripped into them, right?
He did.
And that's the first time they've listened to him in weeks.
Yeah.
Weeks.
He did.
Because that's why they came out like that in the third period. But it sucks that they have to be told that.
I just, to wrap up the Pettersson-Morgan Riley thing, my favorite rumor of the year in Toronto.
Without a doubt.
I don't think Leaf fans realize how much they're going to have to hold their nose and take their medicine on these trades if you're going to reset the organization.
Right. So for me, again,
I don't think they're prepared.
Right.
I think their value on these players and other teams' values are very, very different.
Okay, but let me ask you this. So you get all those assets, you sell it to again, you need his buy-in, but you sell it to Matthews that it's best for him and best for the organization to deal him. You trade him, Willie, Nyes, and maybe a goalie. And you get a ton of assets back.
Sorry, this Matthews is involved in this?
Yeah, well, if you sell it to him, again, why are you going to wait the extra year? You start selling it to him now. Tell him, look what happened to you last night. Like, you don't think you could sell it to him to actually send him to LA? The more we talked about it, the more I can kind of say.
I want to be, I don't doubt any of that. I think the Kings would give you a quote, King's ransom for Auston Matthews, for sure.
If you can sell it to him and flip these top guys for a ton of assets, then Leaf fans won't care what they get back for Morgan Riley. You can give Morgan up for whatever. If you sell your top guys and get some great prospects back or great assets back, then what you sell Morgan Riley for, or who else are we looking at? I don't know. Like, you don't care what you get back for those lower tier guys who don't have much value right now. But you have to sell other guys first. Morgan's not your biggest, like, selling Morgan isn't going to help this team in any shape, way, or fashion.
But keeping Morgan is going to help this team in any way, shape, or form.
No, agreed.
So what do you do?
Okay, that's the discussion. But you can't say we're going to trade him to get a more talented guy. That's not how this works.
No, but that's how some of this chat is thinking, and I'm a little worried at that mentality.
Well, that's what I'm saying to you.
Like,
you're going to have to make other moves other than Morgan to help fix this. I'm sorry.
For the record, again, I think trading Auston, if that's a Leafs decision, is not a good idea. I think I'd like to see one more shot with a different coach. Just one more shot.
But haven't we done that?
Well, other coaches have gotten 70-goal seasons out of him or 69-goal seasons out of him and Hart Trophy seasons out of him. I'm just saying. I think Berube has lost it a while ago. And so I'm not willing to say this team is better without Auston because I don't believe that's true.
He's not, because you're hoping to get a player of Auston's caliber.
No, hold on. That's not how that would work either, though. Enough. And that's why Shanahan never made a move. Shanahan never made a move on Marner or Nylander because he wanted an equal player back, that was never going to happen in this league with this cap.
You're right.
Ever.
And that's not what I'm saying. No, you get multiple. You sell Matthews now to get multiple assets. It's not an asset of similar value.
No, you can't because Shanahan wouldn't move on that.
I'm saying
Shanahan was like, nope, he's not Marner, so we're not moving him.
The only way you get somebody of Matthews' caliber is by getting a first-round pick and getting the first overall pick. It's got to be a fluke, and you got to hit on the right guy in the first round. That's it. That's the only way you're getting somebody of Matthews' caliber again. Listen, to me, he's the greatest Leaf of all time. He doesn't deserve the road this is about to go on, as you saw last night. There's going to be more situations like that coming for him.
Oh, I think that was a shocking moment for him. I really believe that. Like, I think that needs to be in the discourse way more what Auston's thinking watching that back.
And with all due respect to Auston, because again, I do think he could be the greatest Leaf of all time. We've seen him in Game 5s and Game 7s multiple times. You have to ask yourself as a Leaf fan, can you win with this guy as your captain? Him surrounded by Willie, surrounded by Nyes. Can you win with these guys? Or else what are we doing?
Miles in the chat, is he the greatest Leaf? Are we talking about the greatest Leaf of all time, Auston Matthews, out there, and no one comes to his defense last night?
Yes.
That's what we're talking about?
Yes, okay. I think so. I say that multiple times.
I put him up there. He's up there with Boria and Gilmore and Wendell and
So who cares if he is the greatest
and
or
Sundin and all of them?
He's in that company.
Yes.
Yeah, you can't deny
100%.
that. You can't deny that. So it's equally embarrassing if he's number one or if he's not. It's equally embarrassing.
Oh, here's a great idea. Bruce Boudreau's the head coach next season. Guys.
This is another one I'm tired of.
I like Bruce a lot.
A lot.
But let's move into 2026 here, can we? Like, just enough. Let's not just let's not pick someone off TV and off the internet and say, oh, they can coach again.
There's multiple.
Can we put some more thought into this, please? Jesus.
Honestly, if it is, I don't think it's anybody knows.
You know what? I still say John Tortorella.
There you go.
I still want Tortorella involved.
You got some support for that.
I take it all back on retreads. I want Tortorella.
You got support for that in the chat.
I want Tortorella.
Okay.
Sittler, yeah. Habs Relic in the chat. Daryl Sittler.
No, enough with the ex-players, too. Oh, for the greatest Leaf. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. Greatest Leaf.
Sorry, I thought you meant for coach.
I just think to tie a bow on the Pettersson thing, if that's what it would take to move off Morgan, I'm willing to take that gamble.
Oh, you know it's not. You know it's not.
No, but like John Tavares can't do a thing for you.
No.
Like Pettersson, like the logic around Pettersson is actually way more sound if you just ignore things like his stats and attitude and headspace.
But you know you're not getting that back for Morgan.
That is hands down, Azzo, hands down the best offer you would ever get back for Morgan Riley right now.
You're not even getting that. I'm saying that's like
you don't know
that's
that.
a wishful thing.
You don't know that.
Okay.
You don't know how hated Elias Pettersson is in the Lower Mainland out in Vancouver.
And you know what? Maybe because
of
the money.
No idea.
Maybe because of the money, they would. Maybe
the money's crazy.
To get out of the money.
The money's crazy.
Maybe I'm wrong on that.
And
I thought that was very wishful thinking, but I could be wrong.
I just love how quick that spread.
Yeah.
From a guy working behind the scenes.
It's amazing.
At TSN.
It's great, right?
Like I thought it but that's how crazy Leafs Nation is right now. And I'm here for it. 100% I'm here for it.
How about this one in the chat?
Frenchich. Sorry if I mispronounced that.
Yeah, that's a hard one.
Riley for Gudis, more beneficial. Maybe.
If you can't beat him, join him.
Maybe.
Let's go.
Still nothing on this, eh?
On what? That was an hour and a half, dude.
Hour and a half.
What are you looking for?
I'm just getting an update here. Sorry, it's our podcast. We can take 30 seconds to get an update.
What are you getting an update on, though?
No, nothing. I just got a wild Pettersson trade rumor sent to me. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I mean, you did have a scoop from out there yesterday.
Alec Manoah for GM. Chris in the chat. Well done.
He did get Blue Jays to the World Series. He was part of the process of getting the Jays to the World Series.
Schneb's Garage. I'm here for this. It's about entertainment. Torts head coach. Oh, Trump assistant. No, I should have read that before I threw it up there.
Did you see Pronger was in the building last night?
He just sent out a picture of downtown Toronto. I think he's in a hotel room. Chris Pronger's in town.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Chris Pronger's in town.
I saw Joey Vendetta took a picture with him down at the game.
Chris Pronger's in town.
He's in town, dude.
What's he doing in town?
Let's start those rumors.
What is he doing in town?
Maybe he's going on overdrive. Listen.
Hold on. I'm going to text someone right now who knows him very well.
Come on.
And say, what is he doing in town? Hold on.
Are you texting Pronger?
So, ... What is Chris Pronger doing in Toronto? Question mark. Exclamation point. Question mark. Voice dictation is the bee's knees, man.
It is. You do it well. You do the punctuation and everything. It's crazy.
I'm gonna text right now live because he's like an hour ago. Chris Pronger put out a picture of downtown Toronto. Never gets old. Spectacular view. What does that mean? What is going on with Mr. Pronger?
He was in the building at Scotiabank last night. He definitely was.
Oh, he was there. You're right.
Yeah, he was there.
Okay.
But here's my other problem about running it back again. Like, aren't you just wasting some of Matthews' value too? And if he hasn't,
I still think Auston Matthews, coming off an Olympics where he's a gold medal winning captain, not the best player. If you're telling me Minnesota and Utah and LA are trying to make a run at Matthews, they're gonna offer something up. If there's competition, if there's only one team he wants to go to, again, Matthews could screw them completely and say, I'm going to LA.
Of course.
If he opens it up, it's different. But I could see Matthews saying, I'm going to either New York or LA, figure it out.
I don't know if Matthew cares like that because after the season, he goes to his house in Arizona. Like, he knows where he's living. He's living in Arizona. Arizona doesn't have a team anymore. I think you could sell this to him, and I think he deserves better.
But could you sell him like opening up the trade discussion or just because if he goes to one team, the Leafs are done.
No.
The Leafs are not getting proper return.
And I'm not saying the entire league, but I think you could open up to more than one team.
By the way,
you can't sell more markets on better weather than in Toronto or guys to play with. Come on.
Ryan Lee in the chat. Riley for Pronger.
I'll do that.
Pronger right now. Pronger at this age right now on the ice. If he was on the ice last night, what would he have done?
Yeah.
If Chris Pronger is wearing a Maple Leafs jersey, what would happen to Radko Gudas?
I'll give you some Maple Leafs alumni I'd put out there in front of those guys instead of.
There were guys getting hammered in the alumni box that could have done something.
Yeah.
100%.
1,000,000,000%.
Razzo in the chat. No relation to Azzo.
No,
Razzo.
Everybody always asks me if I know who he is, by the way.
Serious question. Who is on the free agent market this offseason? Boy. Call me boy at the end of it.
Jason Robertson, I think, is literally the best
for now until he resigns. He's not going to resign for $12 million in Dallas. There's maybe 10, but
I think I looked one time and I thought he was the best forward available.
He's definitely up there for sure.
Again, maybe Vegas doesn't resign Rasmus Anderson. So
I think it's a good time to go through some names because there's finally Carey Price's contract comes off the books in San Jose.
There you go.
That's crazy. Ovechkin free agent.
There you go. Bring him in Bobrovsky.
Cale Makar is technically still a free agent.
Yeah, that's true.
That will change.
Yeah, that will.
Jacob Trouba, John Carlson, Robertson, Kevin Hayes, Anders Lee. Andrei Kopitar is retiring. Mm-hmm. Is Malkin retiring? I don't know. His deal's up.
Kopitar, who plays where? Maybe you could sell.
Trevor Zegras is a free agent.
I think even if Austin says it's just the Kings or nowhere, I think they could work out a good trade with the Kings.
Alex Tuck. Like, I'm looking at defensemen, though.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, Rasmus Anderson's going to re-sign. He's going to be a free agent.
But he's struggling there, too. He's not playing well.
Jamie Oleksiak. Connor Murphy, the guy the Oilers just got, is going to be a free agent. Simon Nemec of the Devils.
I'd like to say I got an update on my phone, too.
Oh, go ahead.
My mom texted me.
Yes.
There's an inch of snow outside.
Oh, we're getting some crazy blast of snow here in Southern Ontario.
How do we not even see any of it coming in? And now on the way,
I know it was clear, but apparently it's going to melt by like 7.
Yeah, the
weather.
I hate this time of year.
It's 14 days till opening day for the Jays. That's all I care about.
Oh, I know. Did you see who was it, dude?
14 days, man.
Thomas Hall put a picture of the truck in Dunedin loading up the gear.
You love a good truck post in Dunedin.
Tells you season's like right there, dude.
You would love if someone asked Jeff Azzopardi to be part of the truck run from Dunedin to Toronto.
I'll load it up.
You would.
I'll put in the physical labor.
You'd be listening to country music radio on Sirius like crazy.
100%.
Just all the way up.
100%.
Okay. I saw something else last night that kind of got hidden in the NHL story that I couldn't believe.
Okay.
I couldn't believe this.
Let's go.
And it relates.
20 minutes left.
I know. Okay, how about this? Let's do this story. We'll talk about Barrios, and then WBC. We'll show that picture at the end of the show from the WBC from our boys.
My buddy just texted me. Bobby McMahon may be available in free agency. Shout out Toby. Good call, pal. That's a good one.
Bobby McMahon, the guy who was here for 8 minutes, is like, man, it's tough in there. Man, I was on the first line for like a week.
We did forget about Bobby McMahon. Remember, people trade him and he'll come back in the offseason. Yeah, no thanks.
Jacqueline in the chat. I've shoveled twice.
Come on.
It's gonna be 16. It's gonna be 16 degrees Sunday. Oh. Jacqueline, shovel it. Jacqueline, don't shovel.
Yeah.
Don't shovel. Unless you have like a really tricky walkway up to your side door or front door. Like don't shovel. Because Monday around here is gonna be like 9 degrees and then -1 the next day or -6. Whatever. Just keep your jacket handy.
Everybody's agreeing. Do not shovel.
Do not shovel. Jacqueline, do not shovel. You're fine. Although she shoveled twice. I know I'm late on this.
Well, she didn't tell us.
If it's going to be consistent, there's a simple rule on that. If it's going to be consistently cold, you got to shovel it. You're asking for trouble.
Right.
If it's getting stupid out there with the fluctuations.
With the what?
Fluctuation.
I thought you actually swore.
No. Hey, go fluctuation yourself. If there's fluctuations, then allow fluctuations. Okay, I want to stop saying it.
All right, let's go. What else in the NHL? Come on. 20 minutes.
This blew my mind.
Yeah.
Actually, 2 things.
Dude, I don't know. Even that Connor, McKinnon thing. Like, how did you review it for that long and still make a mistake?
So for those who missed it, the National Hockey League rescinded Nathan McKinnon's 5 in a game. He got 5 in a game, right?
Yes.
For running over Connor Ingram of the Oilers on Tuesday night. And it was a penalty. It wasn't like a throw him out of the game thing. You thought it was a throw him out of the game moment with Nathan McKinnon?
But they reviewed it for 10 minutes and then made that decision.
True. That was dumb. That's
my problem with it all. And then a day later, then the league has to come back and say that was wrong. Like, geez, guys, can we figure this out? Because isn't the league in on the reviews?
You would think.
Right?
No, but some of those reviews are in-house with the tablet now.
But when it takes 10 minutes, wouldn't you think they would talk to the league?
You should. I still believe in a 3-minute review rule.
And that's it.
Tops.
That's it.
The countdown, they play the sick media theme.
That's it.
It
would be amazing.
And they just look at it, and then you get 3 minutes. And if you don't make a decision, each side gets a penalty shot.
There you go. I like it.
Make it exciting for the fans.
I just think it was all ridiculous that it took you that long to make the wrong decision. Then the league, who should have been involved in the discussion, comes out and says you're wrong again.
Coach in the chat writes on X, Azzo, will Sid be inviting you to his pool this year? No.
Wait, you have a pool?
I have a pool.
What? How did I not know this?
I have a pool and it's full of my juice.
I'm texting the group chat with your wife.
No, not necessary. Not necessary.
Anyways, okay. Sorry. Go back. NHL last night. Some blew your mind.
So
fluctuations.
Okay, so the Penguins took on the Golden Knights last night.
Oh, yes. You teased this. Yes.
So Radko Gudas, two main incidents this year. Mm-hmm. Radko Gudas takes out Sidney Crosby at the Olympics, and he takes out Auston Matthews last night. He took out both captains for the USA and Canada within 3 weeks.
Amazing.
Think about that for Radko Gudas. That jackass.
I hadn't even.
That jackass. Incredible.
Just laughing at Canada.
So everyone's trying to figure out Crosby's situation. He's still sitting out. The Penguins are going to make the playoffs, it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like they're in. And, there's work to do. They're 2 points up. It's a little hairy, but they're definitely in the discussion. But the conversation at the time was, what the hell's wrong with Sidney Crosby exactly? Right. And Hockey Canada really kept this under wraps. If the insiders knew, they didn't report.
All we heard from the Penguins, he'd miss a minimum of 4 weeks.
Correct. Yeah, something like that. So we didn't know anything about Crosby's action. We knew it was bad for him to miss a gold medal game and a semifinal. We knew Crosby was in a certain state, but we didn't know exactly what it is. Yesterday, on the regional Pittsburgh Penguins broadcast pregame, they talked to Mitch Marner, and Mitch just told everyone exactly what happened to him.
What?
Did you see this?
No. What did you?
This is DK Pittsburgh Sports Twitter account.
This might have got pulled off a website.
Maybe. I didn't see the video, but I read the quote everywhere.
Same.
So this is DK Pittsburgh Sports, the regional network. Mitch Marner said on the Penguins pregame show that Sidney Crosby sustained a grade 2 MCL sprain at the Olympics.
Whoa.
He just said it. That's dumb. Why, if you're Mitch Marner, would you say that? That's not your place to say that. I'm not surprised he said something ridiculous. He let all the cats out of the bag at his Vegas press conference about how much colluding went in on that.
Mm-hmm.
But Sidney Crosby didn't ask you to do that. So now everyone knows he's dealing with a grade 2 MCL sprain if he comes back for the playoffs. if the Penguins get in.
That's insane.
I did not see this at all last night, and I got hit with this morning.
No, that is crazy because we didn't see it anywhere.
Guaranteed they pulled a clip.
Probably.
That's the theme of last night. Clips being pulled. Ratko Gudas in the NHL highlights and this pregame with Marner.
And I bet you they pulled it quick because otherwise that would have got more traction. I'm surprised that didn't get more traction. That's crazy.
Ryan in the chat. Marner is smart and he wants respect.
Hello.
I'm smart and I want respect.
You walk up to the mic, go, hello, everybody. That's it. Oh, man. That's crazy.
I can't believe Marner said that. Why would you say that? Why? No one in that room can tell you anything. Like anything about anything. That's not good, man.
That's weird.
Now, Marner's played well the last week and a bit since coming back.
Yeah.
Like, he's had a rough season there. But he's actually looked good. But this now is super weird to me.
Getting comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, obviously.
Can we get those? Maybe those Vegas Golden Knights can recruit Morgan, too.
Somebody in the chat said Morgan's going to miss the playoffs as well. What's Vegas?
Mark from Oshawa said that.
Vegas at 74 points. No, come on, man.
Dude,
There's 7 points up on the Kraken and the Kings and the Predators, man. Vegas is going to make the playoffs. But I'm here for a Vegas Oilers first round. I'm telling you that right now. I am here for Vegas Oilers first round.
Dude, the guys from Overdrive were talking about it last night. The Jets are only like 6 points out of a playoff spot. And they have like 19 games left. They have like the most
Jets had
games
an opportunity to get to like within 2 points of a playoff spot this week, and they blew it. They sucked.
Yeah. Okay.
The Jets, listen, quite frankly, the Jets haven't played well enough to make the playoffs this year.
No, but they haven't been healthy either. They start getting their guys back.
I mean, but their big guys have been around.
Yeah, that's true. I'm just surprised they were there and not because they were at the bottom of the league at one point.
Although I'm gonna say they were. They're getting the Mitch Marner treatment a little bit with Nick Ehlers out there.
Yeah.
Like there's some talk of Ehlers was kind of an important guy for us.
That's true. That's true.
And I know Ehlers struggled to start the year, but Carolina seemed fine.
Yeah.
Carolina are in a good spot. Do we touch on the Oilers again last night in the goaltending?
There is something.
Holy cow.
Please do because I want to.
Okay, so the Edmonton Oilers have not beaten a top 3 team in the Central unless that team had a superstar thrown out for goaltender interference. So the only game this year they've won against either Colorado, Dallas, or Minnesota was the one this week where McKinnon got thrown out. Every other game they've lost. And it happened again last night in Dallas. Jason Robertson looked really good. And Robinson looked fine too. Jason Robinson was great.
They're both amazing.
Stars were all over them, 7-2. Oilers lost. Hyman, awful, -3. McDavid, awful, -3. Bouchard.
McDavid got into a fight. Is that up on the website?
Rakovian. Yeah, he fought Justin Rakovian. Yeah. Yes, great. Get hurt before the playoffs. Yes, Connor, please.
If you're not going to make it, why not?
Connor, stop doing that, please. Evan Bouchard had an Evan Bouchard evening.
Yeah.
Some bad giveaways. But Tristan Jarry's the centerpiece again. First goal was bad. Third goal was bad. I didn't like the Jason Robertson goal later on. It was the 5th goal they scored. He allowed 7 goals, Tristan Jarry. And Connor Ingram was on the bench.
Wow.
But he was not going in. Clearly, he was not going in.
Because do they play again tonight?
They play. They're in St. Are they home to St. Louis tonight? I should know that.
So.
They're taking on St. Louis tonight. I think they're in St. Louis. And it was not a great night for the Edmonton Oilers. Now, the Oilers, again, they're at 72 points. They have a 5-point cushion. I can't see a world where the Edmonton Oilers miss the playoffs. Can you? I can't see it.
It's becoming more likely.
I can't see. Do you think?
No, I was.
Are you
always
expecting the Oilers to miss the playoffs?
No, I'm always under the assumption they're going to make it. No matter where they are, I always think they're going to fight their way in.
Slosh in the chat. Ingram playing tonight, and the game is in St. Louis. Kira, thank you very much.
Unconfirmed, but that is a rumor, which you would imagine.
But Tristan Jarry, since becoming an Oiler, has not only gotten into it with some teammates during practice, which Friedge reported, but he's played 14 games. In 9 of those games, he's allowed at least 4 goals. In 9 of the 14 games for the Oilers, at least 4 goals.
What's scaring me about Edmonton is their schedule is not really that easy going forward.
Who do they got? Like, give me a taste. Look, what's the next 5? They got St. Louis tonight. And to people in the chat, it's a good point. St. Louis has played oddly better lately. Yeah.
So then they have Nashville, San Jose, Florida, Tampa. So is that? Oh no, those are all at home. Then Utah, Vegas, Anaheim. Like it's all teams.
Now those are legitimate teams. Yeah.
Seattle.
Sure.
Yeah. Like it's a pretty good run.
Wow.
I've just been trying to watch which goalie gets deployed in which games. Like, that's why I think it's like, which goalies are they using in the bigger games?
Slosh in the chat. Oilers panicked and rushed Skinner out of town. Ironic. Not much has changed, and their goaltending is worse. Look, if the Leafs are going to get this reputation for being a hard-ass market and no one can succeed here, the Edmonton market for goalies needs to follow suit. Because the coach has not helped. And some of the stuff Leon has said, as much as I've agreed with it, probably hasn't helped. So I think both Edmonton and Toronto have different varying issues that need to be addressed. Mm-hmm. Goalies need more of a hug out there. And defensemen need to do their jobs more out there.
Right.
Darnell Nurse has not had a good year. Evan Bouchard will never be a responsible defensive defenseman.
True.
The talk of Evan Bouchard being on Team Canada was one of the most ridiculous things I've ever heard of in my life. He is irresponsible defensively.
They needed scoring, I guess.
And they don't have enough around them to kind of be like, Podkolzin's been kind of good up front, but like it's thin. No one's playing well aside from 3 or 4 guys. Maybe. And the goalie takes a lot of that heat. And Jari hasn't been good. I'm not a Jari fan. He runs his mouth a lot. I'm not a Jari fan. And for the record, Pittsburgh's been sliding a bit here too. Now they're without Crosby, but they're sliding.
Yep.
They're a little closer to the relegation line than they were. But if Toronto has to ease up as a market in theory and give out more hugs, Edmonton has to give out more hugs to their goalies and make them feel a bit better.
Agreed.
And that's internally and externally, in my opinion.
Because here's the thing, though. How many goalies are there that you really trust in the NHL right now? Like, who are the stars?
I see a slew. I would have trusted at that deadline. I would have trusted Sergei Bobrovsky. I know he's had a rough year. I don't care.
If he wanted to, though.
I would. But he was so pissed off with them contractually. You could have pulled that off.
But that'd be weird, though.
I trust. No.
Going to Edmonton?
No. Because you are bringing in a guy who has state secrets, not just on Florida, because Florida's not going to be that kind of team this year, but how you can become that kind of team.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that kind of guy can be important. I do. In certain instances. The Leafs were never close enough to a cup where it mattered.
True.
I don't care who you brought in.
Yep.
That Oilers team, though,
was
different.
Mm-hmm.
Different. And you know, you get to a game 7 of a cup final, you're doing something right. You just need a little nudge.
No, but I asked you that because you're right. Like, the defense has to hold more accountability too. Like, it's not just about the goalies; it's about the defense as well. Or all skaters.
Okay, a few things here just before we go. Again, everyone, we're wrapping up another week. We're having an absolute blast doing this. And if you want to support us, hit like and subscribe and forward the stuff. And you never know where it goes. And we appreciate all your support. Everyone in this chat who's here most of the time.
Feel free to review Sid. Like, go ahead, review them all you want.
Review, hit like and review all you want. I'll take the negative and the positive reviews. You know why? Because YouTube looks at a review just the same. A review is a review.
That's right.
But we appreciate all of you.
Tonight's going to be a fun night. Let's get to this quick.
Canada. Actually, first, let's do Barrios.
All right. You got to ruin it.
Let's do Barrios.
I'm getting excited.
So, John Schneider down in Dunedin gave a series of updates today. The first one was Jose Barrios, who yesterday we learned had his start pulled because of elbow inflammation. Barrios next Tuesday is going to go to Texas to visit Dr. Keith Meister for further evaluation of his right elbow inflammation. Apparently, Dr. Meister does have the MRI. He has the results. And he, unlike Radko Gudas, he would like an in-person hearing with Jose Barrios. Now, some of you were panicking there. Keith Meister is usually the good news doctor, apparently. I would like all the news, though.
Yes.
I just don't want someone to tell me what I want to hear.
The reality.
I want the reality. Yeah. So, Azo, how worried are you that Jose Barrios is leaving Dunedin next week?
Now you're scaring me on
to
Mr.
go to
Meister,
Texas.
On
No,
Dr. Meister.
I'm just saying, like, he does have that rep. We don't know what he's going to tell Barrios. Are you worried about Jose Barrios?
So I'm worried about the whole situation and the conversation you're having with Barrios and what he's telling you, what he's not telling you. Because you said he got pulled for this, but they wouldn't have known any of this if his insurance didn't get pulled for the WBC. That's what's worrisome to me.
Yeah.
They would have let him just keep trotting out there. And then he might have fallen off a cliff again because he's been looking pretty good.
You're right. There was a chance, barring insurance.
They didn't know about
He either pitched in the WBC for Puerto Rico or went to Dr. Meister in Texas.
Because at the beginning, I get it. Him not telling them because he wanted to pitch in the WBC and thought he could get past the physical.
It's a very
But then
good
when
point.
he couldn't, what's the conversation? Is there more tension there than we think? Or was it just about pitching?
Oh,
in the WBC?
I think there's tension between Barrios and the Jays. Yeah. No question about it.
Or is it just he did want to pitch in the WBC, but he went into last season hurt, and we saw him. Like, he did well for a while, but then he fell off. Like, we need these guys as healthy as they can be going into this year. Now, especially with, you have the update on Bieber, but you Savage starting slow. Like, Barrios could be an important part of this rotation.
A couple things as off that. Don't be a Richard in the chat. I'm worried. He's an ace on most teams. Barrios also was your opening day starter
last year
in 2025.
Yep. He got hammered, but
like things we have to remember here.
No. Dude, and he has a chance to have a good bounce back year. And even if he's your number 4, he has a chance to be a serious part of this rotation.
So the Jays also made some other announcements today. Shane Bieber, they think, will throw off a mound next week. He hasn't been doing that.
Late next week.
Oh, it's late next week? I didn't know it was late next week. Okay. Opening day is 14 days away, by the way. We're 14 days away from the Sacramento/Oakland Athletics and the Jays.
You said you weren't going to do that.
I know, but I would like to combine them. I would like to combine them. Because that park in Sacramento, by the way, if you're in that area, watch a game there.
Why would you be in there?
Because you can watch, like,
that's true.
Shohei Ohtani in the smallest ballpark in Major League Baseball.
It's
amazing.
Point. That's a good point.
It's amazing to go down there.
That's a good point.
The Jays also announced that, and because they got a couple of road games in spring training coming up, starting next week. And
Kirky rejoined the team?
Alejandro Kirk has rejoined the team. So he's not going to go on. He's not going to ride the bus to some of these games. Kirk will stay back in Dunedin on the next road trip in spring training, and as will Kevin Gausman, Dylan Cease, and Trey Savage.
Pretty standard.
We're going to find out apparently tomorrow the opening day pitcher for the Jays in 14 days. I'd be stunned if it wasn't Kevin Gausman. Do you think it's going to be Kevin Gausman?
It has to be. I think
Kevin Gausman, right? Okay.
Unless, this year's Gosman's last year, and then after this, maybe you hand the reins to Cease. So,
Kira in the chat writes, this segment fits in perfectly to address the Santander update. We'll get to him just in a second.
Yeah. But I think it's good Kirky's staying back because he has to work with these pitchers. Like, he lost that week of being at the WBC.
Right.
He's got to work with Cease, get on the same page again with you, Savage. Like, it's good that he's staying back and talking at least to these guys.
For sure. We should mention good luck to Canada at the World Baseball Classic tonight, 8 o'clock. Canada and the USA in Houston, and at 6:30. And credit to Sportsnet, it's on 360. What are you wearing? What is Azzo? Oh, Azzo is taking off his unnecessarily loud jacket and has a shirt that says, just bring it. All right?
Let's go, USA. Bring it.
Tonight.
Let's go. After what I saw yesterday, I'm even more fired up for this game.
Korea and Dominican Republic is 6:30 on Sportsnet 360. The main Canada game is on the main channels.
Former Blue Jay Ryu on the mound for Korea.
Ryu? Oh, good for them.
Yeah.
So, listen, only once in the history of this tournament has Canada beaten the USA. It was in the first World Baseball Classic. But my fondest memory of the USA and Canada in baseball was 40,000 people at Rogers Center in 2009 when Canada took on the States and just lost 6-5. Russell Martin hit a home run. Joey Votto hit a home run in that game. Jason Bay was in the lineup. Morneau, Brett Laurie, Matt Stairs, Pete Orr. It was a great. It was a great lineup for Canada, and there were 40,000 people at Rogers Center watching.
Amazing.
What was the date? March 9th, 2000. Sorry, March 7th, 2009.
Yep.
That was a fun game. Canada almost beat the States.
But that's what's beautiful about this tournament, right? Where else in baseball do you have a single game elimination? Like, that's what makes this big.
This is big.
Like, baseball tried it with the wild card, but it didn't work out well. That's what makes this intriguing.
So,
score first, Canada. Come on.
Let's go.
Owen Casey, Taylors.
Logan Webb, Mike Soroka will be the pitching matchup. Soroka throwing
Abraham
for Canada.
Toro, he's been awesome.
Toro's been great.
Awesome.
And by the way, as good as Lopez and Owen Casey and Abraham Toro has been, that park in Puerto Rico, Hiram Bithorn Stadium, not the most hitter-friendly thing I've ever seen.
Right.
Wait till you see those guys in Houston tonight. Let's go.
Owen Casey could have tied that game. They lost against who'd they lose to? Colombia or Panama?
It was Panama.
Panama.
Yeah.
That ball, you usually probably would have been out by Owen Casey, but he had a double.
True. And Mike Soroka, let's just say the scouting reports on Colombia for Soroka's first start, a little thin.
Yeah.
He didn't have a lot of info. He's got way more info on the States tonight. Way more info. And I'm assuming Bryce Harper and Cal Rowley back in the lineup for Mark DeRosa tonight.
Does he know it's an elimination game?
You know what?
Not.
In honor of Canada and supporting them tonight in the World Baseball Classic, we're going to show a picture from the Cuba game the other day that we forgot to show. Some Canadians behind the dugout, I believe,
boys
crushed 50 beers and they turn to the cameras, the world feeds like, yep, we're Canadian. Deal with it. I don't even know what the local is in Puerto Rico, but those beers looked. How many cans of empty beers are on the dugout? Seriously. How many cans are this?
At least 30.
30. Canadian fans crushing 30 beers at the WBC in Puerto Rico. I don't know who these guys are, but I love them. And if you're Canadian in Houston tonight, let them know you're there. They're scared. DeRosa's in over his head. Owen Casey's going to be a boss. Otto Lopez, Mike Soroka, all of them. Support Canada. Way to go, guys. Go beat the States tonight, 8 o'clock. Oh, I want this. Do it. Just act.
So do I.
I know Ratko Gudas doesn't care. Do it for Ratko Gudas as well. Make him shove it too. Let's go. Go Canada tonight.
Let's go.
Go Canada. Canada's winning?
Sure.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, they are. They are. They brought their B pitchers. Let's go.
Let's go. Go Canada. All right.
Yeah, all they got to do is jump up early, man. You saw how this team panics when they're losing.
Yeah.
Score a couple runs early.
And shout out to and speaking of Canada, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander passed Wilt, 127 straight 20-point games. And I looked at the schedule. I didn't see like some shutdown team.
No.
At all.
Dude, he's done it for this long. Again, when guys like Kobe and MJ aren't on that list, he's going to keep it going.
Oh, Shea is keeping it going.
He's one of a kind. I think you nailed it when you said where he fits in. Like he's a historic player, man.
He's already the greatest Canadian player of all time. It's not a discussion.
That's what you said.
And I don't mean disrespect to Steve Nash.
No, of course not.
But the resumes right now aren't kind of close.
You nailed it when you said you beat a record held by Wilt Chamberlain. You deserve that.
All right. Any final thoughts, Ezra?
Go Canada. No, seriously, yeah, they're going to do this. We got this.
We got this.
They're reeling. They're reeling.
Let's go.
Make Mark DeRosa make a bad decision. That's it.
Because guess what? He doesn't know the rules. Ernie Witt, The Undertaker, knows the rules.
Oh, yes.
The Undertaker, Ernie Witt.
Mm-hmm.
We apologize. We wanted to get to the Anthony Santander story, but we ran out of time.
Damn it.
Sorry about that. On behalf of Jeff Azzopardi. Yeah, next week. On behalf of Jeff Azzopardi and everyone here at Sick Media, thank you for your time. This has been the Sid Seixeiro Show, powered by Sick Media. Enjoy the rest of your day. Let's see what Monday brings. Take care. We'll talk soon.
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Sid Seixeiro Show on YouTube, X, Instagram, Facebook, and wherever you get your podcasts.